Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave.
As a listener, and we generally don't. That's the last thing we're ever going to talk about. But he just brought up. He's like, yeah, that YouTube chat sounds crazy. Like, is that real? And then got into it. And as I'm listening to, it's always interesting to see how people digest the program.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, I get in the car at this. I usually always hear. What was it? He gets safer out, and then does something, and then by the time he turns, it's like he gets safer out, and then Niners at Niners. It was like two different things. I forget what the other one was. And then and it's maybe a total of 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. It's like, yeah, never texted, never called, never chatted. I didn't even know, I know you guys have I never watched. I was like, wow, I think that's probably, and one isn't better than the other. Of course, we appreciate everybody. It's just interesting because sometimes I think I fall into the trap of thinking everybody is on YouTube and they listen for 4 hours.
Right.
And that's just not the case. Tracy, though, is listening all the way from Maine.
Wow.
And we appreciate that. Today is
feels like she's cheating.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How so?
Because it's 9:00 there.
Yeah, she hears the show earlier.
This is a midday show for her.
Yeah.
Her. You never met Tracy. I don't know.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. I don't want to assume. So yeah, that's what? That's 9 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. Wow. Oh, he.
Okay.
Feels like he's cheating.
Feels like he's cheating.
What if we were 9 to 1?
That'd be great.
Yeah. What if we did our show from the East Coast?
Live from Maine.
Yeah, whereas mornings, but over there. That's why I said I've always wanted to do. If there was one thing I could negotiate in the old contract, it would be able to do the show from England when I'm over there, right? Because that's 2 to 6 p.m.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. That's great. That's fantastic. That's afternoon drive over there, yet mornings over here. That'd be great.
Jaguar.
You drive a Jaguar.
Do you like luxury?
Yes, today is King's Media Day. We will be out there media daying. If you're new or you just want a refresher, or if you're not new and you don't want a refresher, deal with it. We will go straight from here to the Golden One Center, the practice facility, of which I will here's some things that are guaranteed with me. Number one, I will probably get mad at the parking just because I'll miss a turn. Number two, I'll get lost going to the practice facility, and yeah, that's about it. Everything else.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're covered.
We'll get there. We'll be set up. We've got the whole Sacktown Sports Station there, not meeting, well, the whole station will be
True.
there, but we have our whole setup, tables and things, and mics and computers and all that. So you and I will set up at one place. Well, we hope, by the way. You never know. You hope so. So we'll be there. And then Styles and Watkins are actually the lucky ones because they're going to do their show live.
Yes, they'll do it live.
For almost the entirety. They'll be doing live media day, 10 a.m. It starts at 11 a.m. So they'll have an hour where it's just them and people setting up, but then boom. And then players, coaches, GMs, whomevers will be taking turns going around all the stuff. There'll be an NBC Sports station. There will be our station, both live and recorded. So Styles and Watkins will get, Fred Smith, power forward.
Wow.
And then, we'll get Don Jackson, guard.
Yeah.
Will come over. And we'll be recording because obviously we're not on live then. And then so tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll probably knock all those out for you. You'll be able to see them all on YouTube. And, media day is media day.
Yeah.
We always do. In fact, I picked up, I have the makings of I think it was a bingo we used a couple years ago. But some variation of these things will be said. When I say ex player, I don't mean a former player. I mean XYZ player. Player added X pounds of muscle in the offseason. Some form of 1,000 shots a day, right? We'll hear 110%, 100% healthy, one day at a time, and best shape of my life.
That one is going to happen.
Definitely. Developed a 3-point shot, worked on a 3-point shot over the summer. Got into, this is always usually a guarantee, it just changes. Got into yoga, got into Pilates, it'll be, I
Hired a chef.
vegan.
Hired a chef, vegan, exactly. Worked with XYZ former player, star. Hey, I worked with Hakeem, I worked with Shaq, I worked with whomever.
Hakeem's doing work, huh?
Yeah. We're gonna try to run more. Blah 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 championship. In our case, it'll be blah 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 playoffs.
Blah 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 playing.
I always like this one, and again, it could take on different forms, but he's just a basketball player, or something like that. Brings his lunchbox to work, whatever. Had a great summer. We got a great group of guys. That's a guarantee.
Good to be back with the guys.
Good to be back with the guys. Our vets can really teach these young guys. Well, we're all on the same page. Guys showed up early to work out together before camp / during the summer. We're going to play hard every night. We're willing to do whatever it takes to win. I'll play wherever coach wants to play me. I don't think we're going to have this one this year. I'm not worried about my contract / trades.
Yeah.
Maybe Herter.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Something about the West. The West can be really tough.
West is going to be huge. Yeah, absolutely. And best fans in the world. That makes sense.
And you forgot, and they're eating your pets.
They're eating your pet. They're eating the pets.
Yeah.
We should that should be a question. Are you worried about them eating your pets?
Yeah.
Who? Them.
Them.
They eating your pets? So, yeah, there's that. So we're looking forward to that. We'll have all of that for you. Also remember, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for me, and then I'm gone Thursday, Friday. So I'll be you guys holding the fort down. Appreciate that. Chris made this note actually Friday night. I'm surprised I remembered. Myself, my wife, and our two friends. I'm setting up one of these nights where we have a free night. And we play spades early. We're gonna do a MacGruber showing. I am for them. I'm just so curious as to how they will enjoy it. I have a feeling my wife will think it's hilarious. I could be wrong though. She might also think it's over the top or gross or something.
I think she's going to like it.
I think so too.
There's a very fine line. Like she loves stupid funny, as I've said before. Pauly Shore, Ernest, that type of thing. Encino Man. She that's her wheelhouse. But then there's also a line where if it gets too graphic, sexual, bloody, nudie, whatever, she's like, yeah.
I don't think it gets too graphic sexually.
I don't think so either. But like Team America, the romantic scene, she's just like, this is stupid. Why? Come on, God. So there's that. That's it.
I think she's gonna like it.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I don't know about your friends, but
They probably. Well, I also think, and I told them this, I also think how much they like it will absolutely depend on what frame of mind they're in.
that's probably true.
What will their mindset be on a Friday?
Is it before or after you play spades?
It's probably going to be after. We
Mhm.
usually try to get spades out of the way, but maybe we'll play a half game. Instead of getting to 500, maybe we'll get to 250. Maybe we'll
Okay.
just play to 250. Just so we have time. Because, you play
Don't cut short McGruber.
No. But
I have a feeling after you guys see it, they're gonna say like, "Hey, is there a TV show like this
you
too?"
think so?
And then you'll be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, absolutely. We can in fact watch the first episode."
Then your wife will fall asleep.
There's a whole McGruber universe.
Mhm.
I think that's all I have. I don't think I have anything else for the whole week.
For the whole week.
Yeah, I know. That was a pretty good weekend, right?
Do you think you'll have any of those sayings for the guys at Media Day? Like
You're
if
like-
someone asks about how are you guys doing, and you're like,
If they ask us how we're
Yeah.
doing, had a great summer. Ready to give 110%.
Yes.
Yeah. I did yoga with Howard Stern over the
Mhm.
summer. It was I don't know. I was trying to think of a player. Like the radio
Right.
equivalent.
I
Pat
have the best voice of my life.
Right. Best voice of my life. Really looking forward to stuff. Yeah. Another
Saying 1,000 sentences a day.
Mm-hmm.
1,000 sentences a day. Yeah, it's 100.
Tongue twisters.
All of them. Just Sally sells seashells by the
Unique
seashore.
New York.
Rural juror. Laurel. Oh, and we'll end on a high note. We lost John Ashton over the yesterday. Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. I'm joking about the high note, obviously. I actually,
Little
like
big league.
for me, John Ashton was the competing bounty hunter in Midnight Run with Robert De Niro, and that's one of my favorite all-time timeless movies. But yeah, his work in Beverly Hills Cop and all that. I think he was 76 years old.
When I looked it up, that means he was 36.
Mhm. Did not look 36
Beverly Hills came
at,
out.
and
So he was probably 35 when it filmed.
Jesus. That's like when we looked up Johnny from Airplane.
That's right.
We also lost Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
And as we go to break here, let me just say, if you know Chris Christopherson from the Blade movies, if you know Chris Christopherson, he's like a singer or something, like take a moment. There's actually a really good Rolling Stone article from a few years back that Ethan Hawke wrote, weirdly enough. Read about Chris Christopherson. Read about how he met Johnny Cash by commandeering a helicopter and landing it on Johnny's front lawn. Read about how he wrote Me and Bobby McGee for Janis Joplin, and it became this massive anthem, and how he's one of the most recorded country artists of all time. Meet about his exchange with Toby Keith, the late Toby Keith, backstage. Are you aware of that one, Chris? Yeah. Chris Christopherson was one of those people where you don't really realize it until you read about him, but one of those, like, they really have to make a real movie about his life. I know they've tried to do the documentary before, but he had an insanely interesting life, and that's a big loss. So we'll take a break on that, because you know what? Not a big loss for the Niners. I don't know. I know that was sloppy. Or the Raiders.
No.
By the way, we'll get back to that. Also, baseball wraps up. And again, Kings Media Day today. We got a lot to cover, Jason Ross. For Chris Roulette, I'm Carmichael Dave. We'll be right back with Leading Off after this.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And Logan Ryan picks him up. Looks like they're playing man. Laporte is over there as well. It's 5 out. It's empty on 4th down. Goff back. Not going to get out to his right. Being chased. Throws. And it is incomplete. The 49ers take over on 4th down again.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Brock back and a throw for the end zone for Kittle. Long ball. George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown! San Francisco.
Kittle in the corner, baby. Superman in the phone booth. He went up, and there are players draped all over him. Brock gives him a chance. He goes up and high points it.
You know,
That was a great catch.
that was a great catch. You know why I caught it, though?
Why?
Nobody, and I mean nobody, puts Kittle in the corner.
That's true.
Nobody.
Yeah, that's true.
They tried. He mossed everybody. The 49ers beat the Patriots. Good win. Good to get back in the W column. Gerard Mayo's, you know that defense is going to be come to play.
Yeah.
The Patriots are not a good team, so I'm really quick to move on. A win's a win in the NFL.
It had to be.
Had to be,
And it was.
I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
That's great. But I'm not going to rub suntan lotion all over my face and hit the sun and have a drink with one of them. I don't know where I'm going with it. So we'll talk about that. A win is a win is a win, and that is fine.
So they couldn't have done much in that game to make you happy, in a sense. It just had to be a W.
It had to be a W. Like
I thought they played well, though, for the most part.
For the most part,
Yeah.
I did. I mean, I would have liked to see 52-3. Sure, of course, everybody does. I thought they played well. I didn't like that Brock pick, but other than that, I thought he played well. I thought that was a stupid throw. He's made some amazing throws this year, though, too.
No, he's looked good.
Yeah, he's looked good. It was really good to have Debo back. Jordan Mason looks great, as usual. Aiyuk still there.
Mm-hmm.
He had a he looks like he's about there.
Yeah.
Getting very close.
Yeah, it was never in doubt. Like, it was like, as you're watching it, like, ooh, if this, I just never felt like they were going to lose that game as it was going on. Early on, when they got the 2 field goals, like, this has kind of been one of my things with them. It's like, they score enough. They just get field goals more than, now you're a mistake away from being down 7-6. You've been the better team. But then over time, they just kept adding on.
Yeah. We can talk about the penalties and special teams and all that stuff too. But whatever. Hey, you got to win.
Yep.
I'm going to be happy about it. I just, I'm not going to put a ring on it, whatever.
Lotion.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cut number 2, Blow.
Cut number 2.
Here's the pitch from Taylor. It's a swing and a miss, and that will end game 162. Mariners walk away victorious 6-4 over the Athletics. And the Oakland era has ended here in Seattle.
No doubt it's not the way that you would like to have the season end. Always looking to go out with a W on that high note. With all of that said, I think the way that this team, these fans, have handled the emotional turbulence of a season that had a lot of unanswered questions, I think there were many bright spots in a season that had moments of darkness.
Well said, Dallas. The Oakland Athletics in their final season in Oakland, at least, so we think, and with 69 wins. So,
yeah, more than people thought. A lot
more than people thought. That is true. And that is it. The next time you see the Athletics play, it will almost certainly it will be here.
Mm-hmm.
It will be at Rayleigh Sutter Health Field,
West Sacramento.
It'll be in West Sacramento. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens between now and then, and when the excitement starts building. Prices though are definitely getting around. The ticket prices. Ooh. Hey. Also, the Giants played their last game and they lost, and thank God. And the season's over, and I couldn't be happy. Thank you, God.
Yeah, way to go, Giants. Baby.
Was that the most like? Was that? It's like in the preseason when we did all of our preview stuff. I think I pretty much absolutely nailed every prediction when it came to this team as far as whereabouts, though. You'll be right around maybe a little below 500. They're not going to make go up, but they're going to be incredibly good. I don't even feel good about that because I feel like those are the sad thing is I think everybody, the whole world predicted that. And I can't say shocked because this ownership is aloof and stupid, but if it was regular, even average Major League Baseball ownership, Farhan Zaidi will be fired today.
Yeah.
Thank God. Nothing personal. Just please go away and don't ever come anywhere near this team. And then they got to find the right guy. They got to find, or a girl. I don't care. Whoever. Doesn't matter. Find a dog. I don't care. Somebody that can build back up that minor league system, create a team that is not arguably the most boring team. Like even the White Sox. The White Sox are the worst team in the history of the sport, right? I don't know. I feel like they were actually less boring than the Giants because they were just so absolutely objectively terrible. By the way, 41 and 121 for the White Sox. Me, ouch. They did win 5 of their last 10 and finished on a 2-game win streak.
If they only had another 160 games to play, they'd have done something.
I feel for those guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll keep you up to date because hopefully something will break with the Giants. And then, by the way, this is weird batch of Farhan Zaidi truthers on social media, like he's their dad or something. I do not understand it. I can't point to one good thing he's done.
And they are?
They're minor leagues are not no, minors aren't as bad as you think. And then they name off like all these young players that we have young players.
Well, good. Let someone else guide that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but it's not a guarantee all these young players are going to be. It's like when they were saying years ago, they're like, well, we got Joey Bart and all these guys. Okay, you have them. Who's becoming an all-star? Who's becoming a fringe all-star? Who's becoming what? There's nothing he can hang his hat on. They are boring. They are top 10 in payroll. They have a beautiful, you have top 10 payroll. You have a beautiful park. That's two of the maybe biggest components in being able to attract people and build a championship. And people used to want to play for the Giants like that. Everyone flocked to the Giants. What a great culture. What a great team. Want to be there. Great weather, this, that, whatever. Now it's like, he's just completely, maybe he's a nice guy, but he just doesn't seem like a baseball dude.
Yeah.
We need
a baseball guy.
We need Buster Posey and friends. Just bring them in.
And friends.
Yeah. All right. Number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Media Day, baby. It is upon us. Sacramento Kings Media Day. That used to be that was actually Jim Crandle about 2016.
Sounds about right.
We have audio of that. By the way, have you seen Jim Crandle on social media?
I've not. Well, I mean, I have, but
yeah, well, lately. So Jim Crandle, former Fox 40 sports anchor, wonderful, wonderful guy. He's moved to Texas, just outside San Antonio, and he has a beard.
Nice.
And he's going for it.
Big bushy beard.
Big bushy beard, and look, Jim is like the nicest guy. And I'm not even about to do a whole butt thing. Like he's the nicest guy, but also like Jim is not afraid of like speaking his mind. at all. So at some point, I'm going to have to play for you. He had an opinion on the A's. I think the last thing I saw was the A's coming to Sacramento. Here's about the A's coming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's got a big old Texas beard. And we'll have to play that at some point because he tells people like me to stop crying. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like, get over it. We don't ever do anything here in Sacramento. Nothing ever happens. You got baseball coming. Shut up. It's like, all right, Jim. Oh, I got you. Look at Jim in the A's hat that nobody can see. I just got done talking about how everybody listens on the radio. And here I am saying, hey, look at the guy. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, the 49ers beat the Patriots yesterday. We have audio, believe it or not, Jason. There were things being recorded during that whole deal. So we'll listen to that. We'll listen to the football. We'll talk about it next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
A woman not only knows what she's going to wear, she knows what you're not going to wear.
Rob Schneider.
You're not wearing that.
Coming to Hard Rock Live, Sacramento this Friday.
You're not wearing that. I know I'm not. I just tried it on, to kind of warm up the idea of clothes, and then.
Don't miss Rob Schneider. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Silverado savings spectacular now at Maida Chevy with $13,000 off MSRP. Every new Silverado half-ton LTZ in stock after rebates.
$12,500 off every Silverado half-ton High Country after rebate.
And $11,000 off all new Silverado half-ton RSTs exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters.
Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Maida Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer. Ends 9/30/24.
Get ready to hit the gas on the best power tool deals of the year at Fasteners Tool Outlet. We're revving up the savings with our full throttle one-day DeWalt sale in Sacramento on October 12th only. We are slashing prices on a huge selection of DeWalt power tools like cordless drills, saws, combo kits, and more at costs you won't believe. Get better tools for better prices only at Fasteners Inc., Sacramento's top destination for DeWalt tools. Again, that's October 12th only on Power Inn Road. For more info, go to FastenersInc.net.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
49ers up 3-0 here late in the opening quarter. A check with maybe the Brissett. Tight ends again. Hooper is tight right. Henry tight left. They love the double tight. Stevenson, the lone back. Hand off to him. Okawara able to reach in there and cause a fumble. Did the Niners get the ball? Let's see as they unpile here. Sam Okawara got in there. Niners ball right away. Ramondre Stevenson has fumbled for a 4th consecutive game.
Ball out! Ball out!
Brissett. Tight ends again. Hooper is tight right. Henry tight left. They love the double tight. Stevenson, the lone back. Hand off to him.
I mean, go on, man.
Nice catch,
Blanco Nino. So, Ramondre Stevenson can't. They're going to have to do that thing where he has to carry the football around all week, and if somebody gets it, and he's got to run on his laps and stuff.
Sorry.
I like saying this. Hall of Famer Fred Warner showed up.
Man.
Future Hall of Famer.
So good.
Fred Warner.
They empty the backfield. Gibson, the running back who was a wide receiver in college at Memphis, going to go to the right of Brissett. They have 3 left. And Hunter Henry, the former Charger tight end right. Brissett back. Steps up. Here comes Floyd. Throw over the middle. Intercepted by Fred Warner. Fred gets up and runs back the other way. 30, 20, one block and he's in. 10, 5, pushed out. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco!
It was great, baby.
That was an incredible play.
It really was. All the way around.
Yeah.
The
catch was ridiculous.
The run, how he's a very very speedy person for that size.
Mm-hmm.
And the Niners were rolling 12 zilch at that point. They'd hit the extra point, and then George Kittle in the corner, as you talked about.
What do we got? 3rd and 10.
Yeah, they gotta sharpen up.
3rd and 10 on the 12-yard line. 10th play of the drive. They've had 2 touchdowns called back by penalty. Brock shotgun, Juszczyk to his right, the lone back. Aiyuk tight right. Then they go Kittle, Jennings, Debo from inside to out left. Brock back and a throw for the end zone for Kittle. Lob ball. George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Kittle in the corner, baby. Superman in the phone booth. He went up, and there are players draped all over him. Brock gives him a chance. He goes up and high points it.
20-0 at that point. And really all that's left then was just simply don't screw up.
All right.
Don't get injured. Don't do anything stupid. Don't let the Pats back in the game. There was a Purdy interception, and that was rather annoying. But really, other than that, they played exactly as they should have. And Nick Bosa got himself a fumble recovery. You had Warner, of course, with that pick 6. You even got Jordan Mason in the end zone again.
1st and goal, 4-yard line. Mason alone back. Purdy going to give him a handoff off the left side. Touchdown! San Francisco!
J.P. Mason off tackle to the 49ers sideline and 2 outstanding blocks to kick it free. George Kittle gets a big block, getting the kick out. Debo Samuel runs interference, and Trent Williams with the key block on the captain.
The key block on the captain. And here we are. Big win.
Yeah, I mean,
it needed it.
In the sense of, needing it and looking back to what had happened the last 2 weeks. And still last week was kind of the real stunner. I mean, losing in Minnesota, they didn't feel like they had it. Last week they had it and gave up the game. I mean, they should not have lost the game to the Rams, but they did. So now how do you regroup? Well, I think they did a nice job. I don't think New England's a great team, but that doesn't matter. That needed to end up as a W. Got a few guys back. Kind of was in the Niner DNA again. Run the ball well. Purdy makes some good throws. Defense solid. Special teams get you a couple points. And get out of there with a W.
Somebody said, it's in my head now, I think it was AB, said in the chat, I said, future Hall of Famer Fred Warner, he said, Patrick Willis is better than Fred Warner. I'm actually looking at it now. Not. Look, I love Patrick. I ain't gonna say a thing bad about Patrick Willis. He's one of my favorite Niners of all time. He's a stud. Not so fast. It's a pretty decent conversation. Look, at this point of their careers,
right,
Fred's actually better. Slim, but better. You could argue. It's an argument, but
Fred's been unbelievable. They both are.
Oh, they're just insane. Now, remember, Patrick Willis had a relatively, his career wasn't forever. He played, 3, 6, he played 8 seasons. He retired when he was 29 years old, 8 seasons. And in those 8 seasons, just put up some insane numbers. I don't know how long Fred Warner is going to go, but he's 28 years old, and he's in his 7th season. So they both came up when they're 22. And if he goes the Patrick Willis route, he retires at the end of next year, which I don't think that's happening. But the Niners have been very blessed with those two. Oh, yeah, by the way, we should give credit to the kicker. How about a 64-yard field goal?
Oh, for Sly?
Yeah. Oof. They needed the win. They needed the win, Jason Ross. I know that's a cliche, but they had to get back in the world of winning, if you will. And they pull even now, and Brock Purdy continues to. I think we're kind of done with the whole. Not that we weren't done. We were done last year, but the whole Brock Purdy is only as good as XYZ Brock Purdy is just good.
He's been great. I don't understand that other conversation, and I'm not happy that they don't truly have like Sam Darnold behind him, but like I don't think anybody's clamoring for anyone else to be playing.
No,
it's his job.
No, last year there sometimes there are occasional lines of demarcation and discourse where, if the Brock Purdy is a system quarterback or Brock Purdy is it's only he dinks and dunks, that whole group, that's like a really good line of demarcation where it's like, okay, you're not a serious football, you're not serious at analyzing football. Like if that whole weird way it was covered last year is just people just not watching tape, not watching the games, not understanding how the game works.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's a fantastic quarterback.
Well, and everybody it's kind of funny because, generally you get a different broadcasting crew every time they're on. And they've had from the first game of the year when it was Monday night, and it's Buck and Aikman says stuff like, the Niners run the best stuff in the league. They're so well coached. Their offense is exotic. It's so well run. Yesterday, I think it was Greg Olsen saying this. Like, basically, everybody says the same thing. But he's a part of it, and he understands what they're running. His decision-making is really good, and he's a featured piece. I feel like if you look back under this Shanahan group, I feel Jimmy G is more of a system guy, a little bit more. And then when Jimmy G was out and they had to throw in other people, it wasn't the same. So quarterback has made a difference, and Purdy has elevated this team.
I think that's perfectly well said. I think Jimmy G was more of a system guy, but he couldn't. Brock Purdy's made some plays in the last couple of weeks, even just with his feet, just staying open, just his ability that it's that I want to say Mahomesian, but Josh Allen's also gotten a lot better at it. It's the ability to do the three things at once, to move your feet, to have that sixth sense as to when to get out of the pocket, who's behind you, and to just stay out of reach while at the same time scanning downfield and the ability to make the throw as guys get open in a broken play. And Jason, just to go further on that, just think about that in real time. You're running for your life. There's a 280-pound 4.5 40 guy chasing after you that wants to kill you. And you have to also worry about another 10 dudes. Plus scan down the field. And unlike when you snap the ball and in your head, like in Madden, which way a guy's going to cut, which way this guy's going post, hook, this, that, whatever. When a play's broken, you don't know. So you basically have to anticipate, understand where they're going, be aware of the safety over here that's 5 yards away hiding that could come over and pick the ball off, and have all these things going on at once. It really is amazing when you break down the science of quarterbacks and what they have to do in that situation, that they're able, that's like the ultimate multitask.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes him great, is he's pretty good at all of that. Like, they're better arms, better athletes.
Yep.
Not a lot of better decision makers, but when you pair it all together, I mean, there's plenty of guys you're like, man, what an arm. Oh, that guy can move and get out of the pocket. What a weapon. But then sometimes you go, what was that throw? What were they thinking there? I mean, so it's when you can put it all together, and Purdy's on that list of people that can do that.
Kyle Shanahan tends to agree.
I think Brock has got the confidence on when to hang in there and try to make the play work, and when to break and buy time and try to make a play, getting people open later off schedule or trying to move it with his legs. He's done a hell of a job of that these last 2 weeks. If he didn't do that in the playoffs last year, I don't think we would have got to the Super Bowl. So love having that asset of our offense.
Brock Purdy had a comment on the deep ball.
There was a couple plays where, their safeties were low, and when we had guys going deep with Debo and JJ, and for me, we talked about it on the sideline, sort of aggressive to seeing that and let it rip and trust those guys to get under it and make plays, and that's what they did. It was nice to be able to connect on, those deeper routes and stuff like that, and put that on tape and give us all some confidence moving forward with the deep ball.
All right, 1-800-920-1140 as we go to break. Chris, good morning. You're on with Dave and Jason. Well,
hi, yo.
There you go. Sorry, go ahead.
I disagree with you. So Brock Purdy is overrated. He's basically if Baker Mayfield didn't get drafted by the Browns. You switch Brock Purdy and Baker Mayfield when Baker Mayfield was in the Browns, like Brock Purdy, I think so I have my tier as of how good quarterbacks are. He's basically probably maybe a little bit upper mid. He's not that great. Like, he's okay, but what I get frustrated is the Niner fans try to, like, infiltrate people like that. Like, he's elite. He's not elite. He's good, but, like, he's, like, upper mid. That's good. He's not better than Joe Burrow or people like that or Josh Allen. Like, he's not that. You put him on Carolina, he'll be losing games.
How is he not better than Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow was on a sorry team that was losing. He don't have a line. He gets hit a lot, and he took that team to the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy is not tough as Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow takes hits.
Brock Purdy is out less than Joe Burrow by far. On average, plays more games.
He's got a loaded team. If you look at Brock Purdy,
so does Patrick Mahomes. So does Josh Allen.
Patrick Mahomes. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Mahomes last year, that was the best. That was the best time you could beat him. Nobody could name any of the wide receivers that Patrick Mahomes had last year when the Super Bowl. He had nobody knew who any of the receivers that Mahomes had. He had nobody.
Travis
I
Kelce.
still think Travis Kelce is washed, bro. Stop this.
Travis Kelce was washed last year?
Yes, you really think he was the best tight end?
I never said that.
Top five.
I never said he was the best tight end last year. I just don't think he was washed.
Travis Kelce is like when that stupid foolish trade that when they traded Chris Paul for the what's the dude from the Suns for the name sounded good. Like, Kelce is okay, but no, stop this. He was not a top 5 tight end last year.
Still had 1,000 yards, 15 games.
No, man.
Plus he blocks.
What
are you talking? I'm just saying. It's not an opinion. I'm just giving you numbers.
You put Purdy on the Panthers or the Bears.
What if you put Mahomes on the Panthers? He's going to do worse, ain't he?
Mahomes do numbers. Look, you could not name no receivers. If you would have started the first game of the Chiefs, you can't name. There was no name receivers. And he took them to the Super Bowl. Purdy ain't got that. Purdy has a loaded team already. Jimmy G put up the same numbers.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Jimmy G is trash with the Raiders.
I agree with you. He's trash with the Raiders, but he didn't put up the same numbers Purdy did. Do you know Purdy has the highest passer rating through 25 career starts since 1970 of any quarterback, including Patrick Mahomes, who's second?
Look at Purdy's schedule. He plays a trash schedule. The Patriots.
I got to ask you. Hey, hold on. No, brother. Hey, listen, I got to go to break. I'm 3 minutes late, but I didn't want to cut you off. Just out of curiosity, how long have you been?
He was also 18-4.
Hey, how long have you been a Raider fan for? I'm just asking. Whole life? Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks, brother. We'll take a break. When we come back, safe or out? The Oakland A's. It's the last time we'll ever say that. Not true. We'll say that a bunch, but I'm saying, it's the last time they were on the field as the Oakland A's, at least for now. Luis Arias, and there's still, season's not over yet.
That's right.
There's still games today.
Yeah.
Games. Yeah. So we'll talk about all that. Safer out next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
Get in zone. AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic with an STP Extended Life oil filter for just $35.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone. AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
When is the best time to buy a new air conditioning system? Right now with Bell Brothers' end of summer clear-out sale. You'll get up to $2,700 off a top-of-the-line AC system. Plus, no payments or interest for 1 year for qualified buyers. Call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or go online to thenosurpriseguys.com because we only have a limited number of new top-of-the-line AC systems. And when they're gone, this offer is over. Need more info? Call us. Estimates and second opinions are always free. So call now for up to $2,700 off a new premium AC system. And no payments or interest for 1 year. Plus, if you call now, we'll throw in your choice of a free smart thermostat or indoor air purification system. But you have to call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or online at thenosurpriseguys.com. Remember, end of summer is the best time to buy and save on a new AC system. Thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
There's no better time than now to get yourself into a brand new Jeep because it's Jeep Adventure Days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, offering the best deals in town and a selection other dealers are jealous of. Stop on by. They're just off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
I'm getting drunk on plane.
Hey,
country in the park.
Dirk Bentley and his friends came to town.
They did.
Is he drunk on the plane?
It probably was. What was he thinking?
Aren't you going to miss those commercials?
I am. AB in the chat says, it's hilarious how many Raider fans are in the chat. Listen to call the show. We run the city. You're in Vegas now, friend.
Oh, yeah, that is great. Knowing now that, hey, if you want to watch the Raiders game, it's not going to be on.
No.
If you run the city, can you fix that light?
Yeah, please. Exactly. And give me my fries. Safe or out, question 1.
With 69 wins on the field, the Oakland A's had a successful season.
Safe? Yeah. I think that's a special clubhouse. And Mark Kotze, look, he didn't get manager of the year. Nobody had a harder job than Mark Kotze this year. No manager. If the criteria was doing the best with what you have and performing above expectations and being able to deal with adversity in the best way possible, Mark Kotze should be the unanimous manager of the year.
Yeah.
And the way those guys handled it, getting asked questions because John Fisher's a coward and won't face the music, so his players and his manager does every single night. I think they should hold their heads up. If we're talking just pure baseball, hold your heads up, be proud. That was all that team could have done and more. And they managed, again, as opposed to the crosstown Giants, they managed with a third of the payroll, damn near. They managed to actually put together an entertaining, lovable bunch, whereas the Giants were boring as hell and have Logan Webb and Matt Chapman, who are awesome. So yeah, I think 100% safe.
Yeah, and gives that organization, I guess, optimism when they are here next year. I think the beginning will be pretty exciting to see. Hey, maybe there is something here with this team, but gosh, all the stuff they all had to deal with. I mean, look, fans had an emotional week last week, and the players had to go through it. That's something they shouldn't have to go through, but they did. And to do all that and still almost get to 70 wins. I mean, I thought they might have had a year closer to what the White Sox were having.
Right.
And they did. So
totally agree. And they would have had every right.
Yeah.
Aaron says amount of wins equivalent to payroll would be an interesting metric to see team by team. We've talked about them before, and that's a niche somebody needs to find, because it wouldn't be that hard.
Right.
Just take payroll, divided by, and there you go. But I think that should be a regular stat. That's how the standings should be done, by the way, is that whoever has the most amount of wins per dollar spent, there you go. That's your division winner, Jason. Screw wins and losses. Number 2, please.
Luis Arias just won the batting title for the 3rd straight year for a different team each year. Safe or out, he will win another title for a 4th team.
So I don't know anything about Luis Arias other than he sucks at let's go streaking.
When you pick him?
When I pick him. I really don't. I literally could not pick out Luis Arias from a lineup. Unless it was like all a lineup of like 5'2" old ladies. Then I think I could pick out Luis Arias. But just saying, I couldn't. So I say this. Is it possible Luis Arias is just not a great person? Like, think about it. How do you win a batting title 3 straight years on 3 different teams? Could be a total coincidence. Could be just he's got value in the team. But also, like, what if he's just one of them people that, like, I don't want him on my team.
How many home runs did he hit?
He hit 4. And
what's that do for us in this day and age?
That's what I'm saying, right? He hit 4. His career high is 10 a couple of years ago, been power. And he had 159 hits. And of those 159 hits, 30 were for extra bases.
Maybe that's it.
So he's
in the wrong time.
He's slappy pants is what he is. He that's fine. I respect that. Got to get on base. But when your batting average, not to get too nerdiful, but when your batting average is 318 and your slugging percentage is 398, I hear you.
Wasn't this like it was one of the lower batting title averages?
Dude, this is why I should say this is why. This is one of the reasons why me and so many others are just like baseball, wank. Like, let me give you an example, Jason. In the National League, Luis Arias won the batting title at 314. Okay. There were 2 other guys that hit 300 or above in the entire league. There are, this year, we went over this a couple weeks ago. There are, in the entire major leagues, there are 7 guys that hit above 300.
Now, what's interesting is one's Judge, one's Ohtani. Those 2 guys are must watch.
Absolutely.
And it didn't really matter that they hit that well because everybody's looking at home runs and RBI. And for Shohei, stolen bases as well.
By the way, 314 was the National League. The 314 won the National League batting title. That would have gotten you.
Judge would have won the Triple Crown in the National.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. That would have gotten you 13th in 2002. I just went back randomly in 2002 when Barry Bonds led the league at 370, followed by Manny Ramirez at 349, Mike Sweeney at 340, Larry Walker at 338. Hell, you had 6 guys hitting 330 or above, including Bernie Williams of the New York Yankees.
Oh,
yeah, the New York Yankees.
Yeah,
that's 330 or above. All right, number 3, please.
The Braves, Mets, and Diamondbacks are fighting for the last 2 NL playoff spots. Safe or out, it would be the best for baseball if both the Braves and Mets make it.
That's safe. You're asking a very specific question. What would be best for baseball? So first and foremost, you have the New York and the Atlanta market, which are bigger markets. I believe Atlanta is bigger than Phoenix. Secondly,
and there's history there.
They're divisional rivals. Thirdly, Arizona's just won they won the NL last year. Nobody cares about Arizona. They don't. Arizona's just there. I mean, no disrespect.
Yeah,
they're just Arizona. Like there's not like a ton of recognizable talent on that squad. And I know if you're a Diamondbacks fan, that drives you nuts right now. The question is just simply from a ratings and revenue point of view. That's all. Not how good your team is, I wish my team was Arizona. I wish the Giants were Arizona. I wish we were the Diamondbacks. Hell. But I'm just saying that it's not must-see TV to watch the Snakes.
Yeah, what a weird spot for the Diamondbacks because that doubleheader today with the Mets and Braves, the Diamondbacks need them to split.
Right.
To get in. If one of them they need them to sweep. They need one team to sweep. And so they obviously have to wait for the second game to find out their fate on whether or not they're in the postseason.
So weird. That's baseball.
It is.
You know who my favorite player on the Diamondbacks is?
Nope.
AJ Puck.
Yeah?
He's in the pen. Former reliever for the A's. Remember they had AJ Puck and Jesus Luzardo?
Yes.
We'll take a break. When we come back, week 4 in the NFL. A lot of storylines. We'll even we'll give our Burfy Raider fans some time in the chat as well with that big win over Cleveland. We'll do that next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580. Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM. or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
A woman not only knows what she's going to wear, she knows what you're not going to wear.
Rob Schneider.
You're not wearing that.
Coming to Hard Rock Live, Sacramento this Friday.
You're not wearing that. I know I'm not. I just tried it on, to kind of warm up the idea of clothes, and then.
Don't miss Rob Schneider. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Get ready to hit the gas on the best power tool deals of the year at Fastener's Tool Outlet. We're revving up the savings with our full throttle one-day DeWalt sale in Sacramento on October 12th only. We are slashing prices on a huge selection of DeWalt power tools like cordless drills, saws, combo kits, and more at costs you won't believe. Get better tools for better prices only at Fasteners Inc., Sacramento's top destination for DeWalt tools. Again, that's October 12th only on Power Inn Road. For more info, go to fastenersinc.net.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Raiders need one play, and everyone in this building knows that's what they need. There's a ball game. Watson's in the gun out of the timeout. They got to get it right. They're not right. Their coverage is not a better. They bring Cooper to the left. There's the snap. Watson pumps. He's under pressure. He's rolling out to the left. Raiders giving chase. The sack. Nope. It's Charles Snowden with the sack and the biggest play of the day. Charles Snowden off the edge. Back-to-back plays, and the Raiders defense with 34 seconds left might have just won this game against Cleveland.
Yeah, they did. Raiders get a win. Oh, that was back and forth. Was it Amari Cooper's touchdown got negated by the hold call? That was rough, and it just goes to show you the smallest thing. Now, look, change this doesn't mean the Browns are winning, but you got to hit your extra points.
Yeah, true.
Miss the extra point. Yeah. It's a whole
kind of change the numbers there.
Whole different Donahue there. But sometimes plenty of those things have happened to the Raiders. Certainly over the years, it's nice that they get one in their favor. The Raiders go to 2-2. And it's so funny how that works out. Like, just look at the Raiders as a microcosm of why the NFL is so damn popular. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons. They lose to the Chargers in a pretty close game. The Chargers appear to be at least a decent. They're going to be a tough out. They were in the neighborhood of upsetting Kansas City yesterday. Once again, Kansas City wins a game by a half point. Then the Raiders, after the Ravens open and are an inch away from tying/beating the Chiefs at Arrowhead, and then the Ravens have a long rest. Then the Raiders go in for the Ravens home opener and beat them.
Yeah.
Then what most people would say the worst team in football, the Panthers. Granted, they have a new core. It's not like the Panthers promoted Aaron Rodgers. It's Andy effing Dalton. And Andy Dalton goes into Vegas and boat races the Raiders, like just shellacked them. They're easily their worst loss of the year. Then the Browns come in, and a lot of people have the Browns, and you never know, but as an AFC contender this year,
right?
They beat the Browns. So by that note, they've gone loss, win, loss, win. They go to Denver next week.
Yeah.
But they are 500. By the way, people in the chat help me out. I keep forgetting. I need to write it down. No, I'm not trying to change anything. I just honestly can't remember. Is it, or do you remember? Do they have to get to 8 wins or surpass 8 wins? I think it's get to, but
for you in the bet?
For me in the bet.
I don't remember.
I think it's get to, but everyone be honest, please. This is all for posterity. I want to be accurate, but it was funny because had they lost yesterday, they'd be I think on pace for 7. Now, I mean, heck, now they're on pace for 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
So we're right there. But I was rooting for them.
Yeah, they. I mean, the 2 wins are quality wins against what a lot of people thought maybe even that entire division of the AFC North could get in the postseason. So they've beaten the Ravens, they've beaten the Browns. They'll still play the Steelers and the Bengals, but and to do it without Devontae Adams, right?
Or Max Crosby.
True. I mean, they're 2. I would say, they're 2 best players.
I think doing it without, yes, that's exactly right. Their 2 best players says a ton. But I think maybe the thing I'd be most proud of if I'm a Raider fan is they did it in a week, and we talked about this, where things could have gone completely sideways. Antonio Pierce talking about players making business decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, had they lost to
Good
the Browns,
business.
The Browns are supposedly a good team. You're missing your 2 best players. But a lot of people would have said Pierce is losing the locker room. That's why they lost, blah, blah, blah. Here is Coach Pierce on those business decision comments.
It was a trying week, to be honest, right? There's a lot of hoopla and stuff. Probably started with me with my comments, and I apologize for that. Don't want to be a distraction that way, but I think at the end of the day, we just went to work each and every day, and things came out throughout the week, and guys just never flinched and blinked. And then we just talked about, playing one play at a time, playing for one another. Adam Butler spoke to the team, did a hell of a job with that. It got us going throughout the weekend.
Gardner Minshew on how the Raiders responded.
A lot of adversity this week. There's no doubt about it. It's happy to see how we responded. I mean, I think coming like Friday practice, we kind of turned the corner. The overall mood of the team changed, and everybody was like really feeling it again, So it was fun to get out there and play some real team football, and I'm excited to build on this.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's
you should be happy with that.
Look, it doesn't take care of the issues people think they have. That defense is real, though. That rookie tight end is for real. They've got some things to build on. Oh, that's what I wanted to add. That's what I wanted to bring up to you, Jason. When it was announced that Devontae Adams would be out, I found this a little strange. So Adam Schefter tweeted, Devontae Adams pulled up lame in the closing minutes of the Raiders practice Thursday, grabbing his hamstring with an injury that's expected to sideline the star wide receiver on a week-to-week basis per league sources. It's pretty innocuous Adam Schefter injury tweet. He quotes his own tweet and follows up with this. The Raiders rejected multiple teams that approached them over the summer, inquiring whether Devontae would be available in a trade, according to league sources. The Raiders considered Adams trade a non-starter and turned away teams before an offer could even be made. That tweet's been in my head all weekend, and maybe I'm just seeing conspiracies, but why would you follow up an innocuous, normal injury tweet and quote that tweet and talk about offers that were made for the player in the offseason? It seems completely out of place, and I don't think these guys do anything by accident. I took that as, is Adam Schefter implicated? Is the implication here that Devontae Adams may not be the injury we think it is, and that Devontae Adams
a chance at a trade window?
And maybe his hamstring's fine. That's why are you putting those tweets together? unless you're hearing stuff on the back end and you're trying to say something without saying something. It makes no sense to me. I mean, again, I thought about it kind of like what you said. Is he just throwing that out there as a non sequitur? Oh, yeah. Oh, and by the way, the guy had a bunch of that doesn't make sense to me. There's something weird there. And there's something weird with Davante Adams every year. Let's be honest. Every year as Davante wants out, he looked weird at the camera. He said the thing post-game. I mean, we heard that from Aiyuk last year too. And, he re-signed. So a lot of times with wide receivers, it's much ado about nothing. I just felt like that was a weirdly placed
I gotcha.
Adam Schefter tweet. But, what the hell do I know? Jason, as the season develops, and we'll go around the world a little bit later, but this is happening.
First and goal from the 14. Darnold out of the shotgun, puts Jefferson in motion to the right. He'll go that way to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown!
Are you kidding me with that catch?
Justin Jefferson with a 14-yard touchdown grab. And the Minnesota Vikings lead the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field 27-0 with 5:28 to go in the first half.
Now, it ended up being 31-29.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings still got the win. Little reminiscent almost of a certain college football game we're going to talk about in a little bit. This is a fun weekend of sports. But the Vikings are 4-0.
Yes.
There is one player in the NFL that has 11 touchdowns thrown, and that's Sam Darnold. It's becoming a very, very interesting story.
It's been fun. And who they've defeated, right? I mean,
right.
Look at those wins against the Niners, the Texans, and yesterday against the Packers. Those three all made the playoffs last year.
These are some absolute quality wins. But I think maybe the story of the season is a little further east.
James Daniels under center. Second and goal at the 7. Handoff. McNichols navigates 5. Walks in. Touchdown! Touchdown Washington! His second of the game!
So the Cardinals lost in Buffalo by 6 to start the year. They then go beat the Rams 41-10. They lost to the Lions by 7. That was a good game. The Commanders go in and win 42-14. I'm not trying to say Arizona's a world beater. What I'm trying to say is that Jaden Daniels and the Commanders are a team that you've got the opening week loss in Tampa Bay. And since then, they've reeled off 3 straight, and they just seem to be getting better with this kid.
Daniels is fun to watch. He's been really, really good, and there's an excitement about him, about them. And we were talking earlier about Brock Purdy, about how he kind of puts a lot of these things together. That's what Daniels does. Sprinkles in that amazing escapability, good arm, runs seemingly at the right time, and then some of the throws he's been making has been spot on.
He has accounted for both passing and rushing combined 7 touchdowns to the 1 interception. Jason's completing 82% of his passes on 106 attempts as a rookie. I love it. I love it. Good for. I don't care about the Commanders. I do care about good fan bases, and they've been through a lot of crap.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of crap, and it's nice. It's nice that maybe they've crossed a couple of hurdles a little bit. And by the way, on the from the world of you couldn't do what an NFL GM does. Just want to remind everybody that it wasn't that long ago. The top 4 players taken in the draft were Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, and Kyle Pitts. Oof. That's rough acting tonight, and we'll take a break. Just a quick break. When we come back, 3 for Madness. We had a big NBA trade over the weekend. We do need to talk about that. Got a couple of Monday night games tonight and college football over the weekend. 30-second break. We're right back.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, if something were to go wrong, you want to make sure you've got yourself covered. You've got some representation. You've got someone that will have your back. Well, I got someone to tell you about, someone that can help you out, and that's Jonathan Gonzalez. He is a part of SacLegalDefense.com. That's the website. His law offices are right in downtown Sacramento. He's local. He's right here. You can reach him at 916-304-9187. Maybe something happened to you in your past that still is with you in the present. Still, you haven't been able to shake that. You like it off your record. It's keeping you from doing certain things. Well, he can help you with expungements and help you get that removed from your record. Maybe you have a wrongful termination case you want to deal with. Well, he's willing to go to court with you and help you out if that's the situation. An auto accident, whatever it might be, wherever you feel you might need representation. Again, saclegaldefense.com. The law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. You can call him at 916-304-9187, 916-304-9187.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Matt Barrows will join us at 9 a.m. We'll talk 49ers. We still got to get into Kings Media Day a little bit. Big trade in the NBA. And real quick, because I have nowhere else really to put this, Jason, there was so much sports over the weekend. I don't know if you had a chance to watch any of the President's Cup.
I didn't.
I did not expect it, man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That was a blast. It
Good.
was. I had no expectations. But Scotty Scheffler and Tom Kim are yelling at each other, talking. Oh, my God. It's just, it was just back and forth. Little bit, actually, honestly, Sunday was a little bit less than Saturday, Friday when it came to dramatics. But I generally don't expect much out of the President's Cup. But, God, that was honestly really fun. It turned out on Sunday. I actually took one of the TVs, and that's the one that had the volume up in the mornings.
Oh, wow.
When Niners game came on, that changed everything. But it was, honestly, if you're into golf, President's Cup was very, very fun. Christopher Love, question 1, please.
The game of
golf.
Who is the better player, Julius Randle or Karl Anthony Towns?
I think Karl Anthony Towns is. I've talked about Julius Randle before and how it would have been interesting. You knew he was going to go somewhere at some point. And we talked just last week about his fit on the Kings, or possible fit on the Kings. But Karl Anthony Towns is a 7-footer who's won a 3-point contest. His range is there. He's not the best defensively, but when you're 7 feet tall, you can at least make a little bit of a difference. He's going to be in a different spot when he's playing with Rudy Gobert. He's also, by most accounts, it was very interesting to see a lot of people who've worked with the team, including Shabazz Khan, who used to work out here with the Kings and work with the Timberwolves for a long time. Like, that's a huge loss in that community. There's a lot of very, very upset people about that. This is obviously a money move. But if I had to choose one of the two, they both have flaws.
Yeah.
But I would choose Towns.
What's interesting is both of their strengths, if we go on the positive, it's unique. You brought it up, like Towns, you think right away about a big man, but he's one of the greatest, like statistically, one of the greatest big man shooters we've ever seen. And he'll say it too, but he's not wrong. And then Julius Randle might be undersized as a center, but I think that's kind of where his power is. And I don't, maybe he doesn't want to play center as much as maybe power forward, but you got a physical, intense rebounder, but also can get triple doubles. I mean, he's a good passer, good scorer. I actually think they're both really, really good.
Yeah.
But I think most people would lean towards Towns as a number 1 pick and success he had. But I think it's really close. I think it's really close between the two.
Man, you take a guy, Julius Randle, that really was a non-factor in that run last year.
Mm-hmm.
And now the Knicks add in Karl Anthony Towns to go with the rest of that lineup. And you're looking at Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns, Josh Hart, and I feel like I'm forgetting OG and Anunoby. That's a stacked team, dude. On paper, that is a stacked team. I'm very glad basketball season's around.
Yes.
Number
Bing
2.
bong.
Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Alabama and Georgia played a classic on Saturday. Will we see that matchup again this season?
Probably,
twice.
Yeah. Yeah, you very well might. That game was BANANAS. It was 30-7 Alabama at the half. And so my daughter had her choir performance concert night thingy. Saturday.
That was well done.
Thank you. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was not okay. I was a mess. She did well. Thank you. And so I'd been really geared up for the game, And I was like, okay, well, it's in Alabama, 37. So,
yeah,
I'm not even looking at my phone. Because I'm playing paparazzi.
Right.
I'm going over. I'm doing all the filming of my kiddo, and then as the things, it's got about 30 minutes, 20 minutes left. I just check. Let's what's going on in the sports world, real quick in a break. I'm like, wait, what? Georgia took the lead. Wait, what? So I turn it back on just in time to see Georgia driving with the opportunity to tie and take it to overtime, which I was, Jason, absolutely sure Georgia was going to. It just appeared like one of those games where it was going to be an all-time play, or an all-time game. It was going to go to overtime, and then one big mistake, man.
Good night. This is month number 1 of the season. Beck looking, firing towards the end zone. That is intercepted. It's picked off. It's picked off. Intercepted. Alabama gets the pick. The interception is made by Alabama, getting Xavier Brown with the interception. And the Crimson Tide takes it away with 43 seconds remaining.
I had a similar experience on that. So I was traveling back with Sac State football, and I think before we departed, I saw 28-0. I'm like, wow,
yeah,
what is Alabama doing to these guys? We land in a couple rows ahead. Someone said Georgia just took the lead, and I didn't really, bless you, I didn't really believe that.
Yeah.
But then everybody else kept saying that. I'm like, what? Looked at my phone, and the second that was said, then I think some people got it on their phone and reacted on that Alabama touchdown, which is absolutely ridiculous touchdown to regain the lead. The guy makes the great catch, spins on 2, and he's gone. What a game. I mean, just what an absolute thrilling game that was.
I love the announcers using the clothing. Wow, well, good in that. This is just their week of the season. That dog won't hunt. By the way, I was so glad that much of the sports world got introduced to Ryan Williams over the weekend, Alabama wide receiver. He's 17 years old, and he's doing, every once in a while, and this isn't the right comparison, but we get like an Odell Beckham type that just does things. You're like, how does that happen? He did one tip drill play where he did a 360 on a full run, tipped it, spun around, caught it, and just see you later. This is a guy that just commit the name Ryan Williams into your brain.
Yeah.
He's 17 years old, and I'm watching him going, this guy's going to be amazing on Sundays. He is going to be absolutely fun to watch. I'm really looking forward to seeing how his career progresses. But, yeah, that was a classic game. Second best game, I would say, of the weekend, Jason, behind SMU Florida State. That was just amazing. I mean, just when you have two top-tier teams going at it, just back and forth and back and forth. Oh, in the end, Florida State, unfortunately, look, I just got to be fair. I mean, it was a great game. They come up just short, 42-16, and they're now 1-4. 42-16 to SMU.
So glad we had those. I mean, this is not to poke fun at you. This is to poke fun at those that do the predictions and have the rankings. Glad they were in the top 10.
Glad
because that was really important that time.
And what I don't understand, Jason, you're a witness. Was I not yelling about they were so obviously not a great team.
Right.
DJ Uiagalelei, God bless him, is a horrific quarterback.
Yeah. What was the first game of the year?
It was Georgia Tech in Dublin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So then people are like, great win for Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Now it's like, well, it's not really a good win. It's like, well, wait, what is it?
What is that?
Is it a good win or not a good win?
No, it's a terrible win because Florida State's 1-4. They just lost by 26 points to a team that literally got the death penalty. SMU had the death penalty.
Who wins if UCLA plays Florida State?
I swear to God, I'm telling you, you guys would. I think it would. I think it would be a close game. I don't think it would be a blowout. They're really bad, Jason. They're real. This is arguably a worse team than. This might be as bad as the Willie Taggart year. Like, they're really, really bad. And I don't know if Mike Norvell just was like, I honestly am beginning to think, as we do Florida State in-depth football talk, I honestly think that they thought they got screwed out of the playoffs last year. And it's starting to look now like everyone's like, yeah, well, screw it. Let's just, if we're going to go undefeated, not get in the playoffs, and I'm not recruiting. Everybody take the summer off. Just go to Cancun. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
2 Monday night games tonight. Tennessee at Miami and Seattle at Detroit. Who you got?
That first one. I mean, normally I would say give me Miami all day long. I think under normal circumstances, this line here would be like Miami 10.5. As it is, Miami's favored by 2.5. I just don't know, man. I don't.
I'm going with Tyler Huntley at QB.
It's the most important position in sports, and no offense to Tyler Huntley. Give me Tennessee in the minor upset. They're not good, but at least they have a quarterback that when he's not throwing weird interceptions or fumbling, actually can heave the ball. 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the year for Will Levis, mayonnaise eater. But you know what? Honestly, you know who's going to win? Not the fans watching. That's what I give me the Titans, but I don't care.
How about the other game? Seattle at Detroit.
That's actually going to be a fun game.
It is.
Detroit favored by 4. I think that's about right. I think Detroit gets the win here. Seattle is 3-0, but I think they get their first loss tonight.
All right, I'm agree with you on the Lions. I will take the Detroit Lions at home in that one, but I'm going to go with Miami at home as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear
Sound it off twice.
Let's go. We'll take a break. When we come back, the 49ers dominate the Patriots. We've also got some numbers from around the league. And then coming up at 7:43, the end of an era as the A's play their final game as the Oakland Athletics. We'll do all that next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sackdownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to folsomlakehonda.com. Your one-stop Honda shop.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
'49ers get what can only be said as a big win. Now, a win against New England at home.
Does it count?
Yeah, it still goes up as a win in the standings.
Oh, see, well, there you go. Count them all.
I understand. I get. Oh, it's a homer's the pay. They needed a win.
I mean, what did they need to do for it to not be that, or is there just no way it can't?
I think if
like 40-0, is everybody like?
Oh, I see. Because I was going to say,
like it's like a helpless game to me. Like,
yeah,
you win by 1. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with him? You win by 15. Well, of course you're supposed to. You lose, it's awful.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't lose, and they didn't win barely. Like, they were in control of that game.
Well, and then after we got off the air Friday, they started talking about ramping up Christian McCaffrey, which went against a lot of things people were talking about with Germany and being out till week 12. And by the way, ramping him up doesn't mean he's going to play next week.
True.
Well, let's see how this whole thing shakes out.
But that was more positive.
Maybe he's in a wheelchair and they're ramping him up.
There you go. Yes, exactly.
They had to build a ramp for him.
Yeah, it gets a good parking spot outside the practice facility. Nothing wrong with that. Or, plus Jordan Mason continues to excel.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be really, it's going to be really interesting to see what goes on with Jordan Mason once Christian McCaffrey comes back.
Yeah, and I almost wonder if, let's just pretend he was cleared this week. Are they just going to make that, hey, let's get him 10 touches? Are they going to really, I don't want to say baby this, but just protect him, which wouldn't be a terrible thing. Because the second you put him on the field, you're like, wait, he's a running threat. He's a receiving threat. He can block well. He's a great football player, but, it makes the other defense have to prepare for him.
Yes. And by the way, you can have fun with that backfield too.
Yeah.
And also you can put Jordan Mason back there and then have Christian McCaffrey. You can move him to the slot. There's all kinds of fun things you can do with that. It was also good to see Juwan Jennings, who on paper, you look at what Jennings did, 3 catches, 88 yards. You're like, okay, well, that's pretty good. But man, that one catch in particular, he really is, Debo and Aiyuk and Kittle are all there. But God dang, that's just a bevy that's a lot of receiving. And then when you add in Christian McCaffrey, you basically have 5 really, really good to elite to dominant receivers on that team. Maybe that Raider guy's right. Maybe the Niners are stacked. The Niners are stacked.
They are.
It's not that they don't have holes, but they are stacked. And if they're healthy, they better win the damn Super Bowl, Jason.
But they're stacked, but I also wouldn't penalize any of the position players and or quarterback for that and say, well, that's the only reason why they do that. That's just a good team. If anything, give credit to Lynch and Shanahan and all that for putting that team together.
Jacoby Brissett talked about the Patriots beating themselves.
We can't spot them 2 turnovers like that. We can't put our defense in a bad position like that. I think that's where it really starts, and then really beat ourselves. We get a drive going and then something happens. We aren't, honestly, we're not good enough to be able to play against ourselves in the defense. So
he's right.
I think he's 100%. I agree with everything he said. Look, there is a part of me that's like, but the Niners had something to do with you losing too. You didn't beat yourselves. But he's saying everything he said is correct. That's exactly what you should be. That's a veteran statement right there. Kyle Shanahan talked about future Hall of Famer Fred Warner.
I do a little bit. It's kind of hard to say that. He's been so good every year. So, but the way he started out this year, it's been a big time year for him so far.
So good. He is so good.
Yeah, he's I love how future Hall of Famers being incorporated now by many into talking about him, but he really is just more than what he, again, somebody earlier was, comparing him and Patrick Willis, and that aside, forget about who's better. There are a lot of similarities when you talk about the captain of the defense, the unquestioned leader of the defense. It'll be very exciting when they get full strength, hopefully, on that defense, because they're that type of team that's just, you're going to hurt the next day, win or lose, after playing these guys.
Well, and they have so many players like this where you go, man, this team can't be without Christian McCaffrey. Well, they've done a nice job. They can't be without Trent Williams, the importance of what he means.
Yeah.
Fred Warner to that defense, man, he's everywhere. He makes just spectacular plays. That interception, the volume, the pace of the throw, the timing to jump, to get it, to land, to get back up and run and take it in for the score. That was just an incredible play.
It was an incredible play. It was an incredible day overall for the Niners, just in the sense of, I say incredible, but thank God they got back on the winning side, and we'll see what they do next now.
Yeah, and with the Rams losing, the Cardinals losing, Seattle plays tonight, a tough game. That's the team they're chasing now, but it was just important. I think we had said their schedule started a little bit more friendlier to them than it gets. It's going to be a little tougher. So I feel like they're behind pace a little bit right now, but to get to 500, 2-2 was important. And knowing that they still have some key players out that they can add to this team will just make them better.
Also, they do have the Cardinals next week.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go to Seattle, play the Seahawks, and then they start that stretch at Seattle, home Chiefs, home Cowboys, at Bucks, home Seahawks, at Packers, at Bills.
Whew.
That's the stretch. That is the gauntlet. And really, they finish with the Bears, Rams, Dolphins, Lions, Cardinals. That's a pretty, on paper, easy finish. Here's the other thing, Jason. They just played their 4th game. So if I believe I'm correct, I think both Ricky Pearsall and Christian McCaffrey, I think McCaffrey's the one I'm not sure of. I'm pretty sure McCaffrey's eligible to come off because that PUP list is 4 games. So it will be Talanoa Hufanga was out last weekend.
Yeah, Pearsall will be an interesting one. Where does he fit in?
Good luck. I mean, honestly, the whole you can't ever have too many. Well, and I know hindsight's 20/20, and I do think before the season is over, Brandon Aiyuk is going to play a role in the positive, may play several roles in the positive, but it sure does look right now. Gosh, what if they had traded him?
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at Debo, Kittle, Juwan Jennings, Pearsall, and then Christian McCaffrey is your basic receiving core.
And likely something really good coming back for Aiyuk, right? And whether that's an offensive player, defensive player, future picks, who knows?
I mean, it's not like they can't trade him.
Yeah.
Oh, here's something else that happened while we got off the air. Did you see that whole incident with the wrong color shorts?
Yeah.
And now they've paid him, and a lot of it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. Is he going to be that guy?
Yeah.
Look, wide receivers are weird. They're just, for the most part, especially your star receivers, they're weird. They're prima donnas. We've seen it with Terrell Owens. We've seen it with Randy Moss. Hell, Jerry Rice had a little bit of that. And you put up with it. It's receivers. They're not always all there, but I don't know. Right now, if I'm Brandon Aiyuk, I'm holding the attitude because the guy's getting paid damn near like CeeDee Lamb, and he's playing just a lamb.
Yeah.
13 catches, 167 yards in 4 games. The dude's averaging just under 42 yards a game.
Mm-hmm.
That's and has yet to catch a touchdown.
Yeah. And the thing with the 49ers, I think a lot of people maybe looking back on this would see maybe this team could be 4-0 based on schedule. I don't think a lot of people had going into the year big hopes for the Vikings, and here they are undefeated. The Rams were so decimated by injuries. But even if the Niners aren't 4-0, which they're 2-2, I still think of them as the team or a team to beat. I mean, so it hasn't – none of this has changed my opinion on the team. It's just you don't want to get too far behind. You don't want to start creeping some of that doubt in there. I don't think it's there yet. I think people still think – at least I think that this is still one of the teams to beat.
By the way, as we go to break, Juwan Jennings, this is just approximate in my head.
Mm-hmm.
He's on pace for just about 90 catches, about 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns. That's not just Pro Bowl. That's borderline all pro. No, that is all pro numbers. Juwan Jennings, the at best 4th option, if not 5th option on this team. That's insane. Oh, and last note. Sorry, I wanted to bring this up. I was this close to losing my mind yesterday. Oh my God.
I know why.
Oh my God.
You were 4 or 5 seconds from wilding.
We almost had a use check touchdown. And Chris
did,
right? I mean, we did. Got called back.
Yeah.
I did like the call of, so they were obviously not set. So when we look back and they look set.
Yeah.
He actually almost scored earlier. The play was the play
earlier,
earlier, 2 plays before that.
2 yards short. Also, shout out to Josh Allen. Josh Allen in my fantasy league, which I was undefeated in, averages about 14, 16 points. I had a 1.5 point lead till he fumbled. Minus 2 points. I lost by 0.5 point.
Those are fun losses.
Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
God, such a wiener. We'll take a break. When we come back, end of an era. The A's have played their final game as the Oakland Athletics. At least that's how it appears. We've got some conversation and some sound for you coming up right after this.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Have you heard you can listen to your favorite news podcast ad-free? Good news! With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. Enjoy shows like The Daily, Up First, and Consider This, available ad-free on Amazon Music. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free. That's amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Before you tour a home, the real estate professional you're working with may ask you to sign a buyer's agreement, which describes the services you'll receive, each party's role and responsibilities, and how your agent will be compensated, all of which you'll want to discuss with them up front. So work with an agent who's a realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors with a duty to honestly represent you and put your interests above their own, because that's who we are.
A woman not only knows what she's going to wear, she knows what you're not going to wear.
Rob Schneider.
You're not wearing that.
Coming to Hard Rock Live Sacramento this Friday.
You're not wearing that. I know I'm not. I just tried it on, to kind of warm up the idea of clothes, and then.
Don't miss Rob Schneider. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all four arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Only place in the morning to get your sports fix. Live and local. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Welcome back. Hey, Brody Brazil will join us this week. As will, you know what? Jason, I almost forgot. Provided he made it back, we're supposed to have Raleigh Fingers join us today. Completely spaced on that. He's supposed to join us in the 9 o'clock. Well, maybe he will.
Maybe he will.
Maybe he won't.
Okay.
Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
Here was the post-game show with Brody and I think Dave Stewart.
Full disclosure, this is post-game live. However, it's pre-recorded. We had some studio conflicts, so we don't even know the result of today's baseball game. Just want to be fair. If we don't reference something that just happened, the reason why is because this show is being recorded.
Interesting.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's just... There may very well have been a very logical explanation. We had studio conflicts and we had to pre-record the post-game show after the final Oakland Athletics game. Now, again, I'm sure it's some boring whatever. Like, yeah, dude, it's the last game. Nobody, everyone. It was all about
49ers were playing.
49ers
Giants were
right,
playing.
Right.
Raiders. What does that have to do with?
I know you're right. Niners and Giants, but that's a very strange look. A very strange look. By the way, can anyone here remember at any time any post-game show for the Kings, Warriors, Raiders, Niners, Giants, Sharks? Maybe it's happened. Does anyone remember off the top of their head? Has there ever been a pre-recorded post-game show that you remember? You wouldn't, because you're
not
always
pre-recorded, but I think there have been issues like sometimes where they don't go back to the studio.
Yeah.
Maybe it's been done in the arena, or
right.
And
in this case, they're on the road.
Come on quickly.
Yeah.
Wait, was the post game over? But no, to my knowledge, not pre-recorded. No.
Yeah, it's weird.
Though we've joked about that over the years with the Kings. Like, if the game's going poorly, can we just do the post game? Now, Kings lose, big time loss,
big time loss. Oh, it's tough.
And then just do generic kind of like tough way to go. But hey, they got another one tomorrow, and then preview the next game. And all right, let's just go home.
I want to do. We should just do a couple of these. Like, just full disclosure. This show's pre-recorded.
Yeah.
I mean, we can honestly probably do a better job in the sense that if for some reason we could have come in at 9 p.m. last night and pre-recorded the show, and had 98% of it on, wouldn't have the interaction. That's just a strange look. It's the final game.
You could have done like an opening segment of like, well, what a way to go out with a win, and then what a way to go out with a loss, and kind of.
The following show was previously recorded.
There you go.
In front of a live studio audience.
Now, what it looks like to the eyebrow raisers here is it looks like maybe there was some sort of John Fisher-led blowback at NBC Sports California, or some worry that Brody, or, remember, this is also Brody Brazil's last post game is NBC Sports California decided to go another way, or whatever the hell they said. Whatever the hell they were forced to say by John Fisher. So, I don't know, man. That whole thing kind of stinks, Jason. Anyways, final game in Seattle. The A's lose. And if we're looking for more sound here, which I know that we always are, how about the
and the 3-2 pitch is on the way, and it's
Ken, hold on. We're gonna have Ken Korak on later in the week as well. Here's how it sounded from the legendary Ken Korak.
And the 3-2 pitch is on the way, and it's swung on a miss on a breaking ball away. And that's how it ends for the Oakland A's. They scored 2 runs. They battle back in the 9th. They had the tying run at the plate. And a game number 162 of 2024. And in the final game for the A's, as the Oakland A's, they are beaten by the Seattle Mariners by the final of 6-4. And looking to our left, most of the A's are standing on the top step of the dugout. And then when they
interrupt Ken here, we have breaking news.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sacktown Sports breaking news.
It's just coming across the wire. This is sad. Dikembe Mutombo has passed away at 58 years old due to brain cancer. That is being reported by several outlets. I'm reading it off of Shams Sharani's Twitter account. Chris Haynes also. The statement from Adam Silver reads as follows. Dikembe Mutombo was simply larger than life. On the court, he was one of the greatest shot blockers and defensive players in the history of the NBA. Off the floor, he poured his heart and soul into helping others. There was nobody more qualified than Dikembe to serve as the NBA's first global ambassador. He was a humanitarian at his core. He loved what the game of basketball could do to make a positive impact on communities, especially in his native Democratic Republic of Congo and across the continent of Africa. I had the privilege of traveling the world with Dikembe and seeing firsthand how his generosity and compassion uplifted people. He was always accessible at NBA events over the years, with his infectious smile, deep booming voice, and signature finger wag that endeared him to basketball fans of every generation. Adam Silver goes on to write, Dikembe's indomitable spirit continues on in those who he helped and inspired throughout his extraordinary life. I am one of the many people whose lives were touched by Dikembe's big heart, and I will miss him dearly. On behalf of the entire NBA family, I send my deepest condolences to Dikembe's wife, Rose, and their children, as many friends, and the global basketball community, which he truly loved and which loved him back. That's a gut punch.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember, and I apologize for not remembering if we had heard something.
I had not.
If
that sounds foreign.
Not about, but like a diagnosis. If that, I cannot remember if this is out of the blue or if he had a procedure done a while back. Honestly, it's fuzzy. Doesn't matter. Yeah, 58 years old. And Adam's right. I almost, I chuckled because the whole bigger than that signature Cookie Monster Dikembe voice. He's right about the smile. Like top 10 NBA smiles of my lifetime. Chris Webber, Dikembe Mutombo. I could figure out the other 8. And yeah, just the influence he's had, not just on what I'm sure would be like a Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who I know from Greece, but also has roots there, and other, even Masai Ujiri. NBA Africa has really, really grown over the years, and I don't think anybody was more important to that than Dikembe Mutombo. And Jason, this is what old people say, but I mean, I'm not going to say it wasn't that long ago because it was that long ago, but you had that. God, how did it go? I think it went Ewing, Mourning, Mutombo. It wasn't like Othello Harrington or something.
Yeah.
But you had this run of Georgetown centers, and it was almost like the whole Montana Young, Favre, Rogers, John Thompson was just hitting jackpots on recruiting these centers. And then what was it? Denver drafted Dikembe, I believe, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, he bounced around a little bit, but I think Denver did get him first.
Yeah, and you had the finger wag, the back and forth with Michael Jordan. He was just that's a gut punch, man. From all accounts, I've got texts coming in right now from people around here that knew him and interacted with him. Just such a sweet guy, such a wonderful guy. Anyway, we did not expect that to come in the middle of an A's conversation. We still got 4 minutes left in the segment. I don't know where to go other than just go back to the A's.
Yeah, well, the one thing I was gonna say about the A's that I won't say surprises me, but maybe a little bit because we're so close to it, and we've been saying for so long, like a lot of it doesn't add up, doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Where Oakland, maybe staying in Oakland didn't seem to make sense. Coming to Sacramento doesn't seem to make sense. Eventually, if they get to Vegas, doesn't seem to make sense. What I found interesting is really maybe since that last game in Oakland and over the last 3 days, the amount of, I would quote, national people that are now saying it. It's like, I don't want to say where were you before, but I think it's just hit everybody now. It's like, what's happening? Why is this happening? What's Major League Baseball going to do about this? They shouldn't allow this. It's like, okay, well, we're here, but sometimes it's like more voices are now coming on board and being, and I don't know if it's too little, too late. Maybe it is, but you don't know. And it just, I was a little bit caught off guard about the amount of other people that are going, I don't think this should happen.
Sometimes something will happen and spreads like wildfire. Sometimes it just comes down to groupthink and, hey, it seems like the right thing to do, and I need to be on record to say this, that, or whatever. But you bring up such a wonderful point. Where was this a year ago? Where was this 6 months ago? Where was this during the A's to Sacramento announcement? Where was this during the parallel paths or the A's to Vegas announcement? It was going to happen. It was inevitable that there would be a final game, even though it was off in the horizon. And I think, unfortunately, and maybe it's just a human nature thing, but Chris, what are you waiting to hit? I'm sorry, you're making me nervous. You have your finger poised. Are we No, I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. It's just Chris. Let me explain for those behind the scenes. When Chris gets in a certain position with his arms and his hands, that usually means he's about to fire something off the board, and he is 100% in that position right now.
I looked over and I was a little early, but we're about 30 seconds away. So
we are. Okay.
I just decided to keep my hand.
I didn't. Usually that again. This doesn't make sense to me. That's usually my cue when I see Chris kind of get in this mode, like let's just call it the board operation Heisman. That Pavlov's me into thinking, oh crap, are we late? So I didn't know if the clocks were off or something. Anyways, yeah, where was this? Because guess what? You see little kids crying and you see adults crying and all this heart tugging stuff and announcers crying. And then it's like outrage. And by the way, I'm glad they're saying it. No offense to Scott Van Pelt or any of the other nationals that are saying this stuff, but you're right. Like, guys, where was this? And then come next year. And then, I know this is weird to say because we haven't really talked about this, but let's say there's like a 6-year-old kid in Roseville, Granite Bay, Del Paso Heights, South Sac, West Sac. What you pick the suburb or part of the town. And then his dad or mom or both, they get season tickets next year, right? And then he goes to his first A's game, his first athletics game next year. And let's say the team is here for 4 years. So they play here. There's ups and downs, maybe a playoff year, maybe not. Who knows? Whatever. This player came up. And to a 6-year-old, right? Like 1 year is like 7 you and me years. Mm-hmm. So by the time the A's were to leave, probably when he's around 10, almost 11, that's going to be like 28 years in 6-year-old years. Mm-hmm. Are we going to have scenes of like little kids crying and saying, don't go in 4 years when the team inevitably relocates somewhere else?
Well, I mean, I think traditionally 4 years is enough time to get attached to something, even if along the journey, because it's not going to be, hey, the last week we're finding out they're leaving. Like that would become official somewhere along the 2-year, 3-year range, right? But still, you can get attached.
Is there going to be a whole thank you, Sacramento, you'll be in our hearts forever thing? Is the manager going to address the crowd? Yeah. What about Stomper? The hell is going on with Stomper? Yeah, exactly. We'll take a break. When we come back, big trade right before training camp begins. We'll go over the Karl Anthony Towns trade, which, by the way, last I checked, is not complete. Just thought we'd throw that out there. But the trade that most likely will be completed today or tomorrow, we'll do that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. For your Monday, it's the final day of September. We've got a nice and cool start out there, followed by a warmer afternoon. Plan to see plenty of sunshine. We'll have light northwest winds. Highs today making it into the mid-90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Your water heater. Old, rusty, forgotten. We hardly ever even think about them until there's no hot water. Right now, get incredible rebates up to $3,000 off and financing available for as little as $40 a month. Leave it to Bonnie to crank up the heat.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you.
With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Recently, I was at the dealership and I had to get a look at their Sprinter vans up close and personal. And boy, was I blown away. One of the first things I noticed was the Mercedes star in the front. So you know it's made with the same premium quality Mercedes-Benz is known for. Plus, their Sprinter vans are fully customizable. So if you want to use it for your business, maybe you want to go on a camping trip or even hauling your kids and their teammates to sporting events around town, they can set it up for you. From vans to box trucks to RVs to even limos, it's a one-stop shop. Don't believe me? Well, go see for yourself. Give the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van a test drive at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You won't be disappointed. It's just a short drive down I-5 off of 8 Mile Road or anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com. And while you're there, tell me your boy Drape sent you.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
There is a 100% chance if he had the right agent that Christopher Lott would still be selling royalties or getting royalties as one of the hyenas in Lion King.
Probably.
Perfect for that. That laugh is just infectious, man. I don't even know what the hell you're laughing at, and I probably don't want to know.
You're loco, man.
We need to talk about this basketball trade that happened.
Yeah.
Can I just indulge me? If you don't watch, and I admittedly, again, it's like SNL, which, by the way, that was a fine. Judging by the video clips I've seen pouring out,
okay,
it's pretty funny.
I
mean, the ones I saw were pretty good.
The ones that they didn't show were the best ones.
Were the best ones? Okay. Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco have this video podcasty thing, whatever. Apparently a conversation. They have Deion Sanders on as a guest. Conversation is Ocho Cinco talking to Deion about like coaching, teaching, whatever, and what he would do with the Heisman Trophy candidate, Travis Hunter, the all-world two-way star for Colorado. I thought it was funny.
And the kind of teacher I am, I don't do it by with words. I put the cleats on and actually show. So I come out there, I come out there, I route Travis' ass up, and then I lock him up.
Yeah, but what if I get mad that you ride the traffic up and I put my cleats on?
You can't do no 8 toes, man.
See what I'm saying? I knew you was gonna say that. I set you up for that. I didn't think you was gonna take the bait. Y'all ain't no good. Y'all, you know what? I'm bye. I'm done. I'm going. Bye. Y'all ain't.
By the way, I'm laughing because they're laughing, but Deion Sanders lost 2 toes. By the way, he literally has 8 toes and has had multiple surgeries. And I don't know what it is. I like seeing retired stars just dunking on each other. It makes me laugh every single time. Someday maybe we'll see it with Karl Anthony Towns and Julius Randle. As that trade has been made, Donte DiVincenzo, they break up the Villanova crew in New York. They send Donte DiVincenzo, former Sacramento King Donte DiVincenzo, and Julius Randle. There's got to be some other things involved as well. Also, the pick that the first round pick, the Detroit Pistons. That's actually
really big.
That could be really
big. There's some protections, but still, that could be really big.
Mm-hmm. Bottom line is this: the Timberwolves are adding in Julius Randle and Donte DiVincenzo, but Karl Anthony Towns goes to New York. Let's start with the Timberwolves.
Okay.
You never liked the Twin Towers.
I didn't, but they were really good last year.
I mean, they were in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. It's really weird trade to me in the sense that, like, look, we're supposed to have a take. Who won the trade?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either.
It's weird to have 2 All-Stars get traded for one another. And not to be clear, not even did each team get better? Did each team get worse? I really don't know the answer to that. And maybe we'll have to wait and see. I really like both teams going in if they didn't make a move.
Yeah.
And now they did. And I don't know that I understand maybe the Knicks thinking. I don't know if it'll play out that way. Like, I really think they could have left that roster as is and been really, really good. The one thing I wondered about, and this is my own speculation, was even something as small as Al Horford retiring. It's like, well, okay, where's an advantage the Knicks have over the Celtics? Let's get a big guy.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if that, because if you just went small, and I think both teams could play small, well, Boston's been better. And I think the Knicks will be really good if they play small and played Randle at the 5. Now you've got Towns that'll be a matchup problem for a lot of teams. But on the Timberwolves side, they were really good. They added more players, I guess 2 for 1. I don't think they're repetitive in the same sense that now you could play Gobert with Randle, put Randle at the 4 to go with everything else they have. And it maybe frees up more of the money part. So I feel my slight lean is that maybe Minnesota did better in this, but I don't feel like I'm locked in on that thought and that I'm right on that. I just don't know.
Could this be a Sabonis Halliburton
thing
where both teams got better?
Could be. Now, here's my one fear for again, I think the Knicks are going to be really good. You know the way this works, like if they're not, or if not, they'll be good. If it doesn't go well or doesn't go as far as that people think they should, I think Towns is going to get a lot of that heat. Whether that's fair or not, but that's the one thing that's new. I think DiVincenzo was really good for them. Randle, he didn't play at the end, but he's been a good Knick. The only thing I don't like about it for the Knicks, and maybe this will work out when you get to the postseason, Thibodeau just played basically 6 people at the end.
Yeah.
And I think he can play 6 people, but is he going to do that for the whole season? Like, I think they lost a little bit of their depth, but their overall talent is really good.
So one thing, the narrative on Julius Randle that always bothered me is you look at what the Knicks did last year, and it's incredibly easy to say because it's true. Dude, Julius Randle last played for them January 27th.
Yeah.
February, March, April, the run of the playoffs. All without Julius Randle. He was holding them back in a sense. They freed up. Here's what people never include in that conversation, right? And I think it's kind of an important point, Jason. When he went down and his last game for them was January 27th, they'd won 12 of 14.
Mm-hmm.
They had won. I'm going to say it. When Julius Randle went down, they had won 12 of 14.
Yeah.
And he was playing 39, 38, 36, 38 minutes in all of them. During those 14 games, Jason, he had games of 39, 35, 39, 32, 31, 30. He's
really good.
He's really good.
Yeah, and they just adapted how they played without him.
Right.
Also, what happened, Hartenstein played really well. That group that they put together, they also added OG after that. Then they became a really good defensive team. So, and then Thibodeau, which he does a lot, just play like, look, I'm just going to play my best guys. And they played small, and it worked. But this will be different, and each team will be a little bit different. So, the Kings open up with the Timberwolves. That'll be interesting to see what the Timberwolves look like for the first game of the year and over time. So it was a stunner. I mean, to make a trade like that right before camp starts with All-Stars, that one kind of came out of nowhere too. And it does feel like this is like one of those into the weeds contract stuff. Yeah. Like you start to read the benefits almost really for each team. You go, okay, well, that's not as exciting as, hey, we did this because we wanted more size, or we did this because we wanted more strength.
There's the ownership flux.
Yes.
Glenn Taylor and Alex Rodriguez, they're suing each other right now. The whole thing's up in the air. Cat had a huge contract. And you said something earlier that I think is the most intriguing thing about this whole thing. It's also the toughest thing to analyze because it's based on, well, it looks like, but Karl Anthony Towns has played his entire NBA career in Minneapolis, St. Paul, which is very Sacramento-ish when it comes to a sports town.
Yeah.
You're in Minnesota. You're an outpost player. Karl Anthony Towns is at least his fair, unfair, his reputation. It's kind of soft.
Yeah, I mean, look, Jimmy Butler pretty famously was like, I'm here for a little while. He was calling out Wiggins. He was calling out Towns. Like, no, I'm leaving this team. And that's with Tibbs there then.
Right. That's right.
And so
that's right.
The other part that makes me feel better if I were a Knicks fan, I'm assuming that they consulted with Tibbs.
I would think so.
So if he was like, yeah, let's do it, then okay, then maybe he feels okay about adding something like that. But if there's other parts of it, you're like, why are we adding him?
And if the Knicks don't at least make the NBA Finals this year, that's the scapegoat.
Absolutely.
That's the guy.
Right or wrong.
He's the one.
It's not going to be Brunson.
No, absolutely. It could actually be Brunson's fault, and it wouldn't be Brunson.
Right. They love him.
They love him.
Yeah.
They're already looking straight up. I guarantee you, New York sports talk days, he's soft. I don't want, our identity is hard-nosed, and this guy sucks. That's a terrible rendition, but you get my point.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If I'm Karl Anthony Towns, I'm going into Madison Square Garden with big, not that he hasn't played there before, but big, wide eyes.
Yeah.
Just waiting for it. Because as soon as they have any sort of a losing streak, downturn, whatever, it's going to be, it's his fault. He's too soft. He can't do this.
Could you imagine if they got knocked out by someone like the Sixers and Embiid just went nuts? It's on him, right?
Oh, God.
Again, fair or foul, but it's on him.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Media Day is today. Camp begins tomorrow. And oh, by the way, no one wants to hear this. We have serious issues going on with your Sacramento Kings, and the season has not even started. I'm going to be that guy when we come back next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox. The breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
Get ready to hit the gas on the best power tool deals of the year at Fasteners Tool Outlet. We're revving up the savings with our full throttle one-day DeWalt sale in Sacramento on October 12th only. We are slashing prices on a huge selection of DeWalt power tools like cordless drills, saws, combo kits, and more at costs you won't believe. Get better tools for better prices only at Fasteners Inc., Sacramento's top destination for DeWalt tools. Again, that's October 12th only on Power Inn Road. For more info, go to fastenersinc.net. Silverado Savings Spectacular now at Maida Chevy with $13,000 off MSRP. Every new Silverado half-ton LTZ in stock after rebates. $12,500 off every Silverado half-ton High Country after rebate. And $11,000 off all new Silverado half-ton RSTs exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters.
Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Maida Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer. Ends 9/30/24.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
So Media Day is today. Over the weekend, actually Friday, the Kings announced coming into training camp, Trey Lyles is out a minimum of 3 weeks when he'll be reevaluated for a left groin strain suffered this offseason. And by the way, key point here, he will be reevaluated in 3 weeks. Now,
so he'll be good to go in 3 weeks?
There will be a re-evaluation in 3 weeks where they will then let us know how his evaluation went and whether, in other words, Trey Lyles being ready for the start of the season is almost leaning heavily to no.
Right. That's like horseradish.
Not to mention he's going to miss basically all of camp. Jordan McLaughlin has a grade 2 right ankle sprain. He'll be reevaluated in 2 weeks. I'm saying this not as a hindsight. I'm saying this because, my God, I said this last week before this happened. You were here, right, when I was freaking out again about, actually, they put the clip, Frankie put the clip out on YouTube where I said, guys, we have a big, giant alarm bell on our front court. Like, I hate to be that guy, but we are so thin in the front court. We have Sabonis and Len, and we have Lyles and McLaughlin. Can I say something that sounds mean, and I don't mean it to be mean, and I mean it with all respect, and this is just a numbers thing and it's not personal. If you're relying on Jordan McLaughlin to give you good minutes at the 4.
Oh, you mean McDaniels?
I'm sorry, Jalen McDaniels.
Yeah.
Sorry. If you're relying on Jalen McDaniels to give you good minutes at the 4, good luck.
Right.
No offense. He's 26 years old. He's been on 3 teams. Last year in 50 games, he averaged 3.5 points on 34% shooting as a 6'9" power forward.
Yeah. When they got him, I said the idea of him is right.
Yes.
The results of what he's been is
Yes.
not. Now, in 100% fairness to him, I sure hope he gets to this team and this is the best we've seen
That'd
him.
be great.
But that's hope right
The
now.
odds are heavily.
He had a down year last year.
That's what I'm saying. And it's the year before, it was 6 points on 48% shooting. Like, look, just please don't. It's because you haven't seen. Like, I hope he's a comeback player of the year. He makes the All-Star team.
Sure.
But if we're just looking at numbers in history, it's not like he's 22. He's 26, which isn't old, but also he's been in the league. This is his 7th year in the league. Like, odds are he's not going to come here and be like, I'm the guy, or he doesn't have to be the guy. He is literally he is the definition of a fringe, the fringiest of fringe NBA players. Just saying. So the whole, we've got Jalen McDaniels. Yeah, you've got Jalen McDaniels. He's a fringe NBA player. And you're going to ask him to play huge backup minutes? Oh, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to put Herder at the 2 and DeRozan at the 3 and Murray at the 4 and then Sabonis at the 5. Sabonis is already an average to below average sized center. Now, he's better defensively than he gets credit for, but he ain't, Draymond great. You're now going to ask Keegan Murray, who, by the way, Harrison Barnes was taking a lot of that power forward struggle defensively off of him last year. You're now asking 6'8" Keegan Murray to bang down low. Then you're going DeRozan at 6'6" as your 3 and 6'7" Herder as your 2.
Yeah, you know what I think will happen, I mean, not because of this, but I think in general, I believe DeRozan will guard more of the bigger people and Keegan will guard more of the perimeter people.
So you're asking, I'm not saying
he'll be undersized.
You're asking 6'6" DeMar DeRozan, who, by the way, is not exactly known for his defense either, and isn't exactly 22. You're asking him now to bang down low with the big boys. You're asking him to match up against Kevin Durant. You're asking him to match up with a lot of these dudes.
If they're playing Denver, DeRozan's guarding Gordon would be my thought. And
I think you're right.
Sabonis would be on Jokic.
Yeah.
You got probably Murray on Porter, Fox on Keegan Murray on Porter, Fox on Murray, and I don't know who they're starting at 2 would be whoever the Kings started to.
Herder.
Ellis.
What is it? Contavious? No,
well, they had him. That's the big. I don't know who they're going to go at 2. But anyway,
look, there's a lot of good things the Kings did over the summer. I was worried, and I'm still worried about their defense, especially if they're not starting Keon Ellis, which I don't think they will. You now have, I mean, forget about McLaughlin. Trey Lyles is really the only true 4 on the team, basically, that matters. And he's got a groin injury that's going to – wasn't he hurt to start last year, too?
He was.
Yeah. Speaking of the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson, apparently they're taking phone calls on him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
He's out for a while, but yeah.
Yeah. They better outscore a bunch of teams. They better outscore. I mean, of course you have to outscore people to win, but this is probably going to be, this is their soft underbelly. This is their soft underbelly. This is their big problem. They added offense last year. They at best made a laterally defensive move. I actually would take Harrison Barnes on defense over DeMar DeRozan, but I'll give that a wash, especially based on the assignments Harrison Barnes is getting. And it's not DeRozan's job as it was Barnes's job. But once again, it's year 3 now of Keegan Murray making that defensive leap. We need another leap. And by the way, their first-round draft pick's probably out for the season, Devin Carter. So there are some questions going into today. There are some questions, and I shouldn't say excited is the right word, but whether we get Coach Brown or whether we get Monty today, I can promise you I will 100% ask them. And of course, they're not going to be like, yeah, we're screwed, which would be refreshing. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do there, man. 6-1, roll some dice. No, of course they're smart. They're going to think about it. They're smarter than I am. Of course, they're going to have which ain't saying much. They're going to have a plan and a thought. They've thought this through. I really want to know what's in their head about this, though.
Yeah. Obviously, I've said this all along, too. Like, even if they had, here's where you wish you had another big body. I think had they had the other big body, this is where it would fit because you have the depth. But I think I don't know if Mitchell Robinson's the right one, but someone else we would all feel good is a bench backup big player, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
This is where they'd fit in. But if they were healthy, which they're not at the moment, I don't know that player plays much. But that doesn't mean you disregard the position.
100%.
So, like McLaughlin being out, I think he's going to help the team. But he is a guard. They've got depth there and much more depth than they do in the front court. They can handle that injury.
Absolutely.
But this one's a bigger deal. And Trey Lyles in 3 weeks, let's paint a good scenario. In 3 weeks, he's reevaluated, and they said he's good to go. Okay, that means he starts practicing. And he's just behind a little bit.
Yeah, he misses all camp. It's going to take him a while to get in. Yeah. Meanwhile, you're asking, you already aren't going to start a natural power forward. You're probably putting, I mean, fair to say, Keegan Murray's going to be your starting 4.
Yeah, again, I think Murray will be the 4, but DeRozan will guard the 4.
Right.
That's my gut telling me.
So you're going to have a 6'8" 4, and you're going to have a 6'6" 2 to 3 swing guard guarding 4s.
And Sabonis, an undersized 5, guarding 5s. Yeah. I mean, they're smaller, but look, we were just praising the Knicks for playing so well, playing small. The Celtics won the championship playing small. It can be done.
It can be done.
You just have to have so much skill in a lot of your other spots.
And the Warriors did it with Draymond Green, who's 6'7" at center?
Yeah.
But here's the difference. All those teams you mentioned, they have multiple all world or very plus defenders in their starting lineup. This equation doesn't work with the Kings.
Yeah.
Because they don't have that. That's
Right.
my problem. Yes, it happened with the Warriors. They had Draymond Green and they had Klay Thompson, both all defensive teamers. It happened with Boston. Yeah, Boston also has Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown. And who's the other guy I'm forgetting that plays defense on that team?
Well, I mean, they all kind of do.
Yeah,
but I don't know who else made the team.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone
White
else.
Or Holiday.
Right. But again, Derek White plays a big role defensively for those guys. You mentioned.
But wouldn't you say Fox and Murray are plus defenders?
I would say, I've said this for a long time. I think Fox is worthy and capable of being an all defensive first and second teamer. I have not seen Fox be able to maintain his on-ball defense at that level throughout a season. It's more of and by the way, it's not as like, I don't blame him at all. He's asked to do so much offensively. You can't physically play at his level offensively and then turn around. I think if he decided I'm not really worried about offense, I'm going to play defense only this game, I think he's a first or second team all defensive player, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think his offensive, what he's being charged with offensively deletes him from that, but he led the league in steals last year.
I know.
That's defense.
Two of the stats that are metrics of defense are steals and rebounding, and you have the two leaders.
You have the two league leaders. It's fantastic.
Which is funny.
And then you mentioned the Knicks being small, but the Knicks are dripping with defense. You know, they're dripping. Well, Towns makes it a little bit different, but it's not like Randle was all world defense. Anyways, I don't know. We'll ask these questions at Media Day today. I think those are the two big questions on this team: defense and that front court depth or lack thereof. When we come back, 4 down territory, best and worst, individual and team, pretty easy to do on a Monday. We'll get to that next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys, live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus, view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/SacktownSports.
A woman not only knows what she's going to wear, she knows what you're not going to wear.
Rob Schneider.
You're not wearing that.
Coming to Hard Rock Live, Sacramento this Friday.
You're not wearing that. I know I'm not. I just tried it on, just to kind of warm up the idea of clothes, and then.
Don't miss Rob Schneider. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com. Your one-stop Honda shop.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Tired of ads interrupting your favorite news podcasts? Good news! Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Stay up to date on everything newsworthy with podcasts like The Daily, Up First, and 5 Things Uninterrupted at Amazon.com/ad-free. Just head to Amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
All righty. Welcome back. Just a reminder, we will be out at Media Day. We will be there in about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Meow. Yes, we'll be heading right down there, and we'll bring you tomorrow, Wednesday, rest of the week, not to mention on all our socials, be cranking content out.
Crank.
So if you want the access,
I know I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
The behind the scenes, the in front of the scenes, all of that, make sure you stick it right here. Hey, now, please don't isolate that. At 10 a.m. for Styles and Watkins, who will be live for all 4 hours out of Media Day. Whitey and Kyle will, of course, have all the good stuff as well, and then we'll be playing stuff all week long as we get ready for the first preseason game.
We'll tell you what food Frankie has stolen this year.
And what will it be? By the way, thank you for this, Chris. You sent this to us in the last segment. Media Day is going on elsewhere as well. Joel Embiid has said, we were talking about training camp bingo. Joel Embiid says he's lost 25 to 30 pounds. He hopes to lose more. Said his only focus is on doing whatever it takes to be healthy when the playoffs come around, and that he isn't worried about anything else, including any individual accolades. I think he hit on like 3 and 1.
Yeah.
I've lost weight. Not worried about anything but playoffs.
Focused, yeah.
I'm hyper-focused. Hyper-focused.
Paul George now.
Yeah, he does have Paul George. All right, let's go. 4-dad territory right now. Best and worst for week 4, which, by the way, still have 2 games left tonight. That's right. Christopher Laud. Question 1.
Which individual had the best week 4 in the NFL?
I think you saw it last night. There are some. There are definitely some candidates, but anyone who is wondering if Derrick Henry still had it, my goodness.
Jackson stands 5 yards deep. He'll give it to Henry. Right side, big hole. Henry across the 20. Oh, he's gone. 30, leg race 40. The Kings in midfield and rolling 40. 30. He could 20. 10, 5. He will go all the way. Touchdown, Ravens. And this house is going wild right out of the gates. 87-yard touchdown. Listen to this.
Yeah, Derrick Henry, who was just 1 yard shy of 200. Let him run. They tried. They left him in. But 24 carries, 99 and a touchdown, Jason.
1 yard away from what was the record 7 200-yard games. Just let him get it.
7th 200 yards.
I wrote down Derrick Henry, so I'm going to give a second one just because I think that's the choice. I'm going to go with Jaden Daniels in Washington. Another good day, 4 incompleted passes, threw a touchdown, threw for over 200, ran for nearly 50 and another score. A route on the road, and they're 3-1 atop the NFC East, and people are talking about him way more than they're talking about Caleb Williams. He looks to have everybody in DC excited. He backed up a good game with an even better game, so I'll go with him. The excitement, and these are rookie things that most rookie QBs never do. So he's doing some great stuff.
He's doing some wonderful stuff. That's a good pick. Second down, please.
Which individual had the worst week 4 in the NFL?
There are definitely, could go with some, there's a lot of names we could go with. Big names. I'm hoping you didn't have this, but whomever, I forget the guy who muffed the punt in New Orleans. That ended up being a touchdown. I'll go with Dustin Hopkins of the Cleveland Browns. Dude, you missed your extra point. That would have been a chip shot field goal to send it to overtime. You end up losing to the Raiders by 4, and you're 1-3. Yeah, I can't do that, man. You can't miss chippies. He did, and it came back and it bit him.
Mine is going to be a weird one in the sense that this team won, but it's a combo platter of quarterback to receiver, and it was the play that Patrick Mahomes threw a pick. And going to make the tackle and attempt was Mahomes and Rashee Rice, and then collide and knee and speculation is torn ACL. There's the replay again up there. And so, I mean, Mahomes is trying to make a tackle, so is Rice. And, I mean, he just took his knee right out. It's nothing. There was no funny business, or it's just part of the deal. And you just go, man, without the pick, maybe that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That's his number one target. This is a good team, a really good team, and one of the favorites. That's a bad week.
Third down.
Which team had the best week 4 in the NFL?
I'm going to kind of echo something you said a little bit earlier, Jason, with your individual. Give me the Washington Commanders. Now look, I don't want to get too crazy, and there are some other nominees that you could argue are better. But, hey, man, those guys went into Arizona and destroyed them. They're 3-1. They got new ownership. They got a new quarterback. Terry McLaughlin's got to be in hog heaven right now, pun intended, by the way. And they've just got all the feels for a fan base and a team that has been downtrodden for so long. Give me the Washington Commanders.
I'm going to go with the team that's undefeated, and the win resume is awesome. The Vikings. Yeah. Sam Darnold in that group, there weren't expectations. They go into a rival in Green Bay and Lambeau and just put a big hurt early. Had to hang on to win, but now they've beaten 3 playoff teams from a year ago. And the Vikings with the Packers yesterday, the Texans, the 49ers. That's impressive. And at 4-0, I still don't know how good they are. It doesn't matter. What a start.
Yeah.
And they got a head start on everybody. So they have another good week.
Fourth down.
Which team had the worst week 4 in the NFL?
So there are actually, in my mind, 2 nominees. They happen to both be in the same division. And who would have thought, Jason, that going into tonight, it's up to Miami Dolphins to prevent the AFC East from being swept. I'm going to give it to Aaron Rodgers' New York Jets. Dude, you're at home versus Denver. The Bills get bat flapped by the Ravens. They got Raven slapped. And you lose 10-9, and you're in multiple positions to win that game. It really wasn't Aaron Rodgers' fault, to be honest with you. That whole team let him down. There were some conversations as well, some very interesting conversations after the game. I got to tell you, Jason, Robert Saleh is, if he wasn't already, and I think he was, Robert Saleh is officially on the hot seat. I think you're going to look at this team with a healthy Aaron Rodgers, and you can tell Rodgers is already getting frustrated with Saleh. I thought this was very interesting in the press conference post-game yesterday. Listen to the Q&A.
Cadence specifically, Robert said that might be something you guys have to dial back a little bit. Is that something you think could potentially help the situation?
If you didn't hear that, The question was, Robert Saleh earlier said you guys might have to dial back the cadence. What do you think about that? Do some things differently. Here's what Aaron said.
It's one way to do it. The other way is hold them accountable. I mean, we haven't had an issue. We've had one false start. Morgan had one false start, I believe, until this. So it's been a weapon. We use it every day in practice. We don't, we rarely have a false start. And to have, 5 today, it seemed like 4 or 5. Yeah, it seems like an outlier. I don't know if we need to make mass changes based on, kind of an outlier game.
Yeah, 5 false starts, 13 penalties total. I would like to pick someone else, but it's the Jets. I don't know any other team. Denver, what was the stat line on Bo Nix at the half? -7 yards passing on 7 completions. It's never happened before. So you're historically having a rookie quarterback on the road having one of the worst games ever. In the rain, you can't get separation. You have a chance to get a game-winning field goal at one point. You don't. They give the ball back up to the Broncos. Broncos miss their field goal. You get a good field position on a gift, and you miss that field goal. That's a terrible loss for them. Some people think this team could get out of the AFC, and maybe they still can, but that was a really bad loss. They had a terrible weekend.
Other nominees, let's see. How about the Packers with Jordan Love back, having a good game? They lose at home, even though they outscored the Vikings 22-3 in the fourth quarter. Reminiscent of what was it, the Cowboys-Ravens last week, where the Cowboys made it look close, but it was not. The Eagles, they're 2-2. They did absolutely get pantsed. The Jaguars are 0-4. That was a good game, though, for a while. We mentioned the Browns coming into Las Vegas. And really, honestly, hey, man. God, the Bills got beat up.
Yeah, they did.
And look, egg on my face. Let's go back to Friday. I said the line there was, I think, Ravens 2 or Ravens 2.5. I said, I think that's low. The Bills just look too good. And that's what the beauty of the NFL. Again, you're talking about a Ravens team. Lost to the Chiefs, good game. Got beat at home. The team that got beat at home by the Raiders just destroyed the previously undefeated number 1 in many power rankings, Buffalo Bills. And Jason, that didn't look fluky either. Like, they dialed it in.
Yeah.
Offensively and especially defensively.
Yeah. So there are a lot of people that got hit yesterday big time. But, yeah, the Bills kind of came back to reality, didn't they?
Yeah, shouts to Josh Allen, 16-29, 180 yards, and couldn't get the 3 points that I needed to win my fantasy league. I lost by a half point. Thanks a lot. We'll take a break. When we come back, what's hot, what's not, and our final streaking of the regular season comes to a close, except for today, because it's not over. Matt Barrows joins us at 9 a.m. We'll do that next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And here's Purdy going to throw one deep, wide for Debo. Made the catch on the back shoulder. Touchdown! San Francisco!
And a back shoulder banger for Deebo Samuel.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. With the kids back in school, now is the perfect time to go buy a new Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. I have one and I love it. And I'm not the only one in my family that loves it. My 12-year-old daughter loves it. In fact, just the other day when I was about to drop her off to school, she said, "Dad, are we taking the nice car out?" And I said, "Yeah, honey, we're taking the Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV." She was so excited to ride in it, and she was so excited to show it off to her friends. She loves the fact that it has seat cooling, seat massaging, and oh yeah, extra room in the back seat for all of her friends. If you don't believe me, just see for yourself. Go test drive one now at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You'll see how the car drives, the comfort it has, and the speed it has on the open road. Just head on down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online anytime at mbofstockton.com.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Since you probably can't afford your own sports psychologist, Golf Monthly's Fergus Bissett offers 5 golf psychology tips to help you play better. First, stay in the present. If your mind is ahead of you, how can you focus on the shot at hand? Second, every shot is a new challenge. The objective of every shot is to get the ball in the hole in the least amount of strokes. Go do it. 3, the past is the past. Many of us dwell on the past. Not good. Clear your mind and move on to the next shot. 4, never surrender. Some give up on their rounds too quickly. Your fortunes on the course can change with one swing or one decent break. Lastly, stay positive on the greens. If you're having one of those days where the putts don't drop, focus on the positives. If you're putting on your intended line, that's a good thing. Keep it up and they'll begin to fall. And remember, it's a game, so go out there and have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Pray tell who's hot. Who is it?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
I would love it.
The Washington Commanders. They won their 3rd game in a row with a 42-14 win over the Cardinals yesterday. They also had a run of 16 straight drives that ended with a score. That is the longest streak by any team in the past 30 seasons.
That's pretty good.
From the Commanders?
The Commanders? The Andersons got tickets. The Commandersons got tickets. Who's not?
The Chicago White Sox.
They're not great.
They beat the MLB record with 121 losses in a season. They finished 51 and a half games behind the AL Central Guardians and had 20 more losses than the Rockies, who had the 2nd worst record in the league with 61 wins and 101 losses.
So you're saying they were bad? I'm holding the
Jerry Reindorf said that this just doesn't cut it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the just brought up his note. By all measures, our on-field performance this season was a failure.
Really?
As the leader of this organization, that's my ultimate responsibility. There's no excuses. I want to thank you for continuing to support this team throughout what was an embarrassing season. Unacceptable. Your reactions are understandable. I don't know. I can identify a new manager. Talks about the minor league rankings.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. I mean, job, Jerry. Good job, Jerry. Your team is the worst ever in the history of baseball, which has been around for at least, 30 years?
Yeah, just over. Just had an anniversary.
Just over 30 years. Yeah. Well, just glad to just be fun baseball today.
Yeah.
And then we get in the playoffs. And
then it's good. Really good baseball.
You know what they say, Jason?
What do they say?
They say this is maybe the most wide open playoffs in recent memory.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but yeah, I think it is.
Like anyone could win it.
Keith Olbermann said it was terrible.
Yeah,
and that's the reason why Major League Baseball is doing terribly.
Keith Olbermann needs to switch to decaf. Just my opinion.
He gets a bit aggressive on a few things.
Gets
the worst persons in the world.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Keith. Honestly, can we just get back to Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann Sunday Night Sports Center?
I would say my biggest problem with Keith Olbermann is he's incredibly intelligent. and he also knows that he's incredibly intelligent and needs to let everybody know.
Right, but he's also kind of a spaz, and then it eliminates any good points he has. Like, he's kind of a spaz. No, he is a spaz. All right, let's go streaking.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
Streaking.
Streaking.
All right, well, to recap, Dave was at 2. Chris and I were at 0.
Nobody's catching me. Can't. For the regular season.
At the moment.
I will finish with the longest streak if I get a hit today.
If you get a hit today.
The other day.
All right. So the other day, Dave, you took Shohei Ohtani to see if you could extend your streak to 3.
That's right.
They were already in the playoffs. He didn't have to play, but he said, you know what? For Dave, I'm playing. And I'm going to get up 5 times. And for Dave, I'm going to get him 4 hits.
4 hits! I win.
You're at 3.
I win. It's over.
Still not the record for the most hits.
No. I took Jackson Holiday. And Jackson Holiday has been in that spot where he hasn't been playing. But let's find out what happened on Friday.
What? What's going on? Someone threw a challenge flag?
I think I have to.
Oh, God.
Am I looking at the wrong day?
I looked up and it said he was 1 for 1.
On Friday?
On Friday? Oh, boy.
I was looking at Sunday.
Jackson Holiday. So let's do this live on air on Friday.
No, not yet.
Had 1 plate appearance because he didn't start. He got thrown in as a pinch hitter. 1 plate appearance. He scored a run.
Yeah, okay. We got to be on base to score a run. How do you get on base? It's got to be a hit, probably. Almost.
0 hits.
No, come on. Oh, we did the day.
That's not it. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what's playing right now.
Holiday.
Oh, celebrate. Oh, my God.
So I stay at 0.
If we took a holiday,
all right. Chris took Brent Rooker.
Yeah.
Of the Oakland A's.
Yes.
An homage to the A's. He got it 4 times and he got 0 hits.
Oh,
loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you shouldn't be because you are dirt.
Dirt, I say.
All right, so Dave's at 3. Chris and I are at 0, and there is a doubleheader today. We'll take game 1. The doubleheader between the Mets and the Braves.
I want to take game 2. I don't have a good feeling about game 1. By the way, if we lived in Georgia, but if we did, I'd probably hit that doubleheader today.
Would you?
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be kind of fun.
Would you stay for all 18 innings?
Oh, you're assuming it's only going to be 18 innings.
True.
What if each game has 9 extra innings?
What if the first game went 18 and you're like, well, I've already got a doubleheader?
No, I would have been gone a long time ago. I would not have made it through 18 unless it was like all you can eat.
You were going for the doubleheader.
I was, but then I got bored and I left.
You saw Butterfly.
I did. Yeah, I was distracted by the keys. Give me what's his face? Ozuna. Marcelo
Zuna. I'm going to take
Marcelo Zuna.
I'm going to take Francisco Lindor.
I'm going to take Jose Iglesias.
That's the singer?
Yes. Enrico Palazzo.
Enrico Palazzo. Hey, look at Jorge Soler's doing his thing.
George Soler.
George Soler. Checking in on Ozuna, who's going to probably finish second in the MVP. Everyone's making a big deal over Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
With a home run today, Marcelo Ozuna will become a member of the 41 club. So, and it's not been caught stealing this year.
Maybe he gets a stolen base today as well.
Then he's 39 too. Oh, he's 42?
Yeah.
Could be. Could be. He's had a fine year. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Matt Barrows with our Niners at 9 segment of the Athletic.
Yes.
And we get to go over a win.
Finally. Well, not finally. But we've had a couple.
It's been a while.
Second time for him.
I think it's time to bribe the audience.
Oh, here you go again.
Let's bribe them.
What are you giving away today?
I've got tickets to go see Tony Hinchcliffe. You can experience the number one. That's Ichiban live podcast, Kill Tony, this October, as Tony Hinchcliffe brings his impressively edgy and hilarious humor. Those are my words, by the way. I'm not reading. To the venue at Thunder Valley this fall. All you got to do is hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now at 1-800-920-1140. We're looking for caller number 4 to score that pair of tickets to check out Tony Hinchcliffe. Only at Thunder Valley Casino and Resort, October 11th. Hinchcliffe spelled with an E at the end in the headline in the first sentence, but no E in the final sentence. Is it a different Hinchcliffe? I don't know.
Oh, that E fell off the.
Oh, it fell off?
The Hinchcliffe.
That E's fallen off.
Yeah.
It's washed. Coming up later, we'll get to other key week 4 games that happened over the weekend. We've also got what to watch tonight. There is a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
2 football games.
We'll still recap our pick 6 and our lock and upsets from last week.
Oh, we are going to recap. You know what? We don't have to start that this week.
Well, maybe we do.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Matt Barrows of The Athletic next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, movie fans, the sequel we've been waiting for is playing at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento. Joker, Fully Adieu, the IMAX experience.
2 years ago, the name Arthur Fleck hit Gotham like a hurricane.
Joaquin Phoenix reprises his role and is joined by Lady Gaga.
Going crazy for you.
Experience this psychological thriller with heart-pounding audio on the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen.
Let's give the people what they want.
Grab your tickets early for Joker, Fully Adieu at IMAX.com/Sacramento and reserve your seats today.
When shopping for a new car, what do you want? A great selection? A low monthly payment? More for your trade? At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, you get it all.
Model year-end savings are going on now. It's savings you just can't say no to.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle. Car sales from American Honda Motor Company, L1 report.
Get ready to hit the gas on the best power tool deals of the year at Fasteners Tool Outlet. We're revving up the savings with our full throttle one-day DeWalt sale in Sacramento on October 12th only. We are slashing prices on a huge selection of DeWalt power tools like cordless drills, saws, combo kits, and more at costs you won't believe. Get better tools for better prices only at Fasteners Inc., Sacramento's top destination for DeWalt tools. Again, that's October 12th only on Power Inn Road. For more info, go to fastenersinc.net.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies.
You!
And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app. Your home for the Oakland A's every weekend.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Can't confirm a front office sports report that there will be another Sac State announcement today. This is going to have to do with the NIL money, I think. So we'll follow that along as we've been doing our best to bring you the Sac State story. In the meantime, Sac State, no matter what they do, they're not going to make. They might make Pac-12, they might make Mountain West. They're not making NFL. That's where the big boys play, Jason.
That's true.
And I love Matt Barrows. You know that. I know you do too. We love having him on every week. And it has nothing to do with him. I enjoy having him on. It's like Red Pop on Friday. Yeah. I enjoy having them on after wins more than losses. And finally, it seems like it's been years. We have a big win. I don't care if it was the Patriots. It's a W in the W column.
Yeah.
From the Athletic, the one, the only, the lovely, the talented Matthew Barrows. Good morning, Matt.
Morning. Yeah, I think the Hornets might be able to take on the Patriots.
I like. Wow.
That'd be a good game, right?
Yeah, that's bulletin board material for the next time these guys play. Matt, it was, this, that, whatever. It's a win. Let's start with this. Forget that it was the Patriots, of course, but just what excited you that you saw out there? Maybe some question marks you had going in that were answered in a way that's satisfactory.
Well, I'll start with the defensive line, which lost Javon Hargrave in the previous game. And then during practice, his replacement, Jordan Elliott, came up with a foot injury. He was questionable for the game. He plays. He started to play pretty well initially. Then he goes down with a knee injury and doesn't play the rest of the game. So all of a sudden, this defense is really light. But I thought several players kind of stepped up. I thought Malik Collins had a really nice game. You saw Yetur Gross-Matos play a lot of snaps. He's a defensive end. He played a lot of snaps inside and played well. His essential replacement at defensive end, Sam Okwanu, he played something like 15 snaps and had an impact on 10 of them. And then Evan Anderson, undrafted guy, rookie. You don't expect a lot from players like that. He came in, had to play a lot more snaps than they intended, and he didn't look overmatched. So I thought that group as a collective played really well. And then the other thing that stood out is Brock Purdy. I think that the 49ers were seeing things at the beginning of the game that they weren't expecting. They had to adapt. That's what the NFL is all about, adaptation. And he did. And in the second half, they started going deep. And that's what essentially blew this game wide open.
Matt Barrows joining us, of course, brought to you by Stockton Honda. Matt, Fred Warner's interception, just the gifts he has to, one, make that play, get up, score. Just, I mean, look, we all marvel at what he's able to do, but I guess the concern after the game certainly was the injury to the ankle. What's the latest? What do we know about his injury?
It doesn't seem like it's a long-term thing. He was on the sideline throughout that game, throughout the second half, cheering on the team. It wasn't like he needed help off of it or had to get carted into the locker room. So that suggests that it's not a long-term thing. We'll find out today. I mean, that's sort of been a theme early in the season. Kyle Shanahan says something at the end of games suggesting that an injury doesn't seem that bad. And then lo and behold, on Monday, we come to find out that it is that bad. So I don't want to give any false impressions only to be proven wrong later today. But the visual on Fred Warner seemed pretty good.
I'm going to give you one, Matt, just for fun, because why not? You have the opportunity. You've covered them both. You have the opportunity to have the complete careers of one of two players be reincarnated back to their rookie year. Do you choose Fred Warner or Patrick Willis?
It's a trick question here because as we know, Patrick Willis's career was too short. I mean, he battled foot issues his entire career, and only at the end did he really reveal how bad they were. And so I don't think we saw the full what it could have been fully. I will say at their primes, Patrick Willis is more impressive. Patrick Willis would come away, and this was on really bad teams. And I think Patrick Willis is going to be recognized at halftime of this upcoming Cardinals game.
Cool.
So there'll be some Patrick Willis stuff this week. But I just remember that 2007 season. That was his rookie year. That was a bad year for the 49ers. And I remember he was the only thing worth watching in most of the games. And his stat line, you come away and he'd have 17, 18, 20, 22 tackles in a game. He would be all over the field. They were like sort of like Paul Bunyan-esque games. And then you would go interview him afterward, and he'd be this regular sized guy. He's like, 6 foot, 6'1",
right.
And you think, oh, I was expecting somebody, 7 feet tall with lightning bolts bursting out of his helmet. So I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from Fred Warner. He does things. He's the best linebacker in the game right now. Clear defensive player of the year candidate. Starting to play himself into the conversation of Hall of Fame, like Patrick Willis is. But Willis was something out of this world when he was at his best.
Just to kind of underline your point about how unfortunately shorter Patrick Willis's career was, they both came up at the same age, the rookie years. If he followed the same career arc, next year would be Fred Warner's final season in the NFL.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Matt, on the injury front, we were all kind of wondering, guessing what's going on with Christian McCaffrey. News may be getting worse. Come Friday, I think we heard the Niners may be ramping him up. What does that mean? What do you think that means about his future?
This ramp is a very, very shallow ramp. Okay? We're not talking 45 degrees. We're talking maybe like 7-degree ramp. So I think that they're going to be very cautious with the ramping up, but it does mean that he is going to start doing some football things this week. The issue before, and I think we talked about this, is that this is an injury, the Achilles tendonitis, that gets better with rest. And Christian McCaffrey is not a great rester, and that's what putting him on IR was designed to do. Give him a 2-week chunk where he's not doing any football stuff. And he used that 2-week chunk to go to Germany and get treatment there. And no one's quite sure exactly what he got and whether that will require a second trip overseas and whether that's sort of built into this ramp up process. I mean, it's one of the things that he could have done was go to Germany, have stem cells harvested, and then those stem cells go into a culture, and it takes 6-8 weeks for that culture to take effect, and then he goes back and has those stem cells injected into his Achilles. So that was last week. So we're talking about another month from now, if he's on that procedure on that track. We don't know. This is all speculation, but he's eligible to come back for the Seahawks game, which is on a Thursday night, week 6. Nobody thinks that he's going to be back for that game. It's going to be later than that. And that's part of this gentle ramp up process that we're talking about.
I mean, but let me ask you this. Is any of this coyness that Kyle is so good at, any of this baby ramp, if not speed bumping up his progress, is any of this gamesmanship just to, I don't know, keep other opposing coaches on their toes a little bit? Number one. Number two, what is the virtue with Matt, as you know, they got the Cardinals this weekend, and then it's Seahawks, Chiefs, Cowboys, Bucks, Seahawks, Packers, Bills, that gauntlet this year. But what is the virtue with Jordan Mason doing so well? I understand McCaffrey's the man, but of rushing him back at all when it's Super Bowl or bust for this team, that's the part I don't get.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's rushing him back. I do think that they need to know if this thing is going to respond or whether they have to take a different tact here. They haven't done anything at the running back spot. I mean, they're barely getting anything out of Isaac Guerendo, who's, his quote unquote the number 2 tailback. Even though I think it's clear now that they see Deebo Samuel as the number 2 tailback.
Right.
The other tailback on the team, Patrick Taylor Jr., has yet to even appear on offense. So I think that kind of speaks to A, Jordan Mason taking the bulk of the load, B, Deebo Samuel being there as a backup or change of pace back, and C, they, if they were really pessimistic about Christian McCaffrey, I think that they would have made a move by now. They would have signed a Jerick McKinnon or a Matt Breida, maybe even trade for a running back. They haven't done that yet. So I think that, at the very least, they're hopeful that McCaffrey is back after the bye. I mean, that was the Ian Rappaport suggestion early November. That lines up with the bye week, week 9 bye week. So I think that's what the 49ers are circling right now.
Matt Barrows from The Athletic joining us, brought to you by Stockton Honda. Matt, as far as getting a couple players back yesterday, what kind of spark, besides, an incredible touchdown catch by Kittle, but Kittle and Deebo being back, did you sense that was a lift to them, at like that emotional spark to the squad?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, who got the first carry of the game? Deebo Samuel just kind of underscores what he means to the team. And then, they have that awful kick return fumble, and that leads to the Patriots' only touchdown of the game. But the Patriots all of a sudden are only down 10 points, and it's starting to look like the Rams game all over again. Then the very next play, the next time the 49ers have the ball, that's when they went deep to Deebo Samuel. That was essentially the backbreaker of the game. So he was involved in a lot of the big plays. It's good to see him going deep. People think that he lost his speed, but he was up in the 20s on that play. Right about where he was back in 2019. So I think that speaks to what kind of condition he was in going into the season.
So going forward now with the schedule the way it is, it appears that guys are coming back. Christian McCaffrey's still in the air. But let's look at the receivers real quick. Brandon Aiyuk, Juwan Jennings. We talked last week about Aiyuk not being there yet. And Jennings, I think I'd asked you, could he be, I don't know, something like, could he be the number one receiver on this team, or is he a wide receiver one? I know we're still there and another game doesn't make a difference, but did you see anything out of Aiyuk that made you feel better, or that he is ramping up for real? And when it comes to Jennings, will this time spent with him being effectively the number one receiver, is this something that could pay dividends in the long run, or is he going to go back to being third and Juwan? How do you see that working long run with him?
I mean, everything that goes his way, he hauls in. That deep ball, if you watch it in slow motion, it's really impressive because he loses sight of it. And I guess you always do when it's, right over the back of your head. And he has the instinct to kind of move one of his hands out and basically guide it back to the other hand. I mean, it's just an incredible play. It's all instinctual. But I think it really kind of speaks to his confidence level right now. You throw it anywhere near him, he's going to come down with it. And a quarterback will sense that. A quarterback knows that. That's why Purdy's been looking in his direction so much. The Aiyuk situation is interesting. I think it was clear that the Patriots were, intent on taking him out of the game. On that Debo deep ball in the third quarter I just referenced, Debo's got single coverage. He's open because there's no safety there. Where's the safety? Safety has stepped up to take away that deep crosser, which is what we've seen time and time again from Brock Purdy and Brandon Aiyuk, and which has really been unavailable. There was one on the first drive, and then that was it. It wasn't there against the Rams. It wasn't there against the Patriots. But what it is doing is opening up other players. That's not to say that it's worth it to have a $30 million a year decoy. That's essentially what he was in this game. But it does speak to what defenses are doing and, how defenses see Brandon Aiyuk. I mean, they are saying to themselves, okay, that's the guy that we need to take out of the passing attack.
The receiver group's already pretty talented, obviously. How do you think they'll incorporate the rookie, Ricky Pearsall?
Yeah, he's eligible to start practicing this week. So we could see him on the practice field on Wednesday. And he could be up for the Cardinals game, which would be poetic. He's from the Phoenix area. So, I don't know. Rookie receivers getting into the offense is difficult. Just ask Jacob Cowing. He hasn't gotten any passes his way, although I do think he got an offensive snap yesterday. So we're moving in the right direction here with Jacob Cowing. But I don't know how they'll incorporate him because it does seem like everybody is healthy and Juwan Jennings is hot. So you don't want to take him out of the game. But I think they also want to start getting Pearsall some reps at some point. I think a lot of people would just like to see him on the field.
Last thing for you, Matt. Brock Purdy has run approximately 17 miles behind the line of scrimmage. I think we saw a stat. What was that big run last week against the Rams? What was it like? He ran for 74 yards behind the line of scrimmage total. Some stat place figured that out. And we saw yesterday just again that not that he's like super fast, although he's not slow. And I know he made that point in the post game, but his ability to kind of have that sixth sense and know when the pocket collapses, where to go, what to do, and then also to throw on the run. He had that pick shortly after that wonderful play. But what have you seen from Brock, especially in the last couple of games, where it really does seem like he's unlocked a little bit more of those feet?
Yeah, he's had to. I mean, he's holding onto the ball longer than any other quarterback in the league right now. And I think the bottom line is what I just described. Defenses are throwing things at the 49ers that they didn't see last year, and they're taking away the reads that Purdy is used to seeing. So he's had to adjust and to take more time to throw. He doesn't want to throw it into coverage. And to his credit, he's able to buy extra time. And I actually think, that the 49ers offensive line is an often criticized unit, but I thought that they played very well yesterday and gave him some extra time to do those things. Like I said, it was all about sort of figuring out what to do in this game when that initial plan was thwarted by the Patriots defense. And in the second half, they did figure that out. And I thought that Purdy's legs essentially gave the 49ers time in the first half to build a lead, to give them the luxury of being able to figure out what to do in the passing game, which they eventually did.
That's Matt Barrows of The Athletic, each and every week putting out all kinds of content on our San Francisco 49ers. You can hear him each and every Monday recapping the previous weekend's games. And hopefully we get to talk again after another win over those hurting Arizona Cardinals. I'm having a stroke here. Arizona Cardinals coming in and coming off that huge loss to the Commanders over the weekend. Matt, always a pleasure, my friend.
Anytime, guys. Talk to you in 7 days.
Yeah, thank you. That's right. That's Matt Barrows. We'll take a break when we come back. Week 4 games, including a possible emergence of talent once again for a team that doesn't need any more talent. We'll talk about some of those big matchups next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
They're going to give it. No, it's a play action. Purdy going to roll left, throw for the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. He has the hat trick tonight, a career high. 3 touchdown catches for George. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SackdownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Raiders must have won because the Burf chat population is through the roof right now. The one dude starts it. Just one dude comes in, and I always love this type. Hey, man, I always thought that I always considered the Raiders or the Niners are the little brother of the two. It's like, dude, the Niners literally punked you to another state, and then, got under your skin, bro. What? Seriously, it is literally like arguing with a 5-year-old. And, of course, I'm immature enough to do it and then talk about it on the radio. I'm very aware of that. But, hey, you know what? They're here. listening and typing.
Yeah.
So, good for them.
Glad you're here.
Huge win, dude. As if the Chiefs didn't need enough. How about Kareem Hunt? 69 yards, almost 5 yards to carry, caught a couple passes. They didn't need that. I watched. He actually, for coming off the couch and rolling into that Samaje Perine got the touchdown. But look, when Kareem Hunt was a rookie, he was insanely good. I'm not saying he's that, but he may have just solved the running back issues for the Chiefs. And oh boy, do they need more help as they continue to be undefeated. Doesn't matter by hook or by crook. Does not matter how they win. They're winning.
Yeah, and they keep doing it. They're like, they're down 10-0 right away. They win by a touchdown. Every games they've played has been close, but that also shows you the sign of a good team. And I still don't think, at 4-0 that you look at them as, well, it's all luck or they're a fraud. I wouldn't think they're fraudulent, but you just wonder why it hasn't been as easy for them each week.
Because I think they're bored.
Could be.
It happens to we talk about this all the time. Every dynastic team, pretty much in sports history, really kind of with the exception of the Bulls.
Yeah.
The Bulls just kind of kept, but that was Michael Jordan he was a psycho.
Yeah, I think also, especially when you did it like last year where you didn't have all the things in your favor, you didn't have home field, you didn't have the best record, people didn't know if you could do it. So when you've won it as a 1 seed, as the best team in football, and you've won it as a good team that has won before, they just need to get in, and 4-0 is going to help them. Certainly, they haven't been dominant, but I feel like every time you have Mahomes, it's really tough to pick against them.
Again, it's the Chuck Liddell thing. I ain't betting against him until he loses.
Yeah.
I don't believe
in a regular season loss. If they lost the next 2, you go, okay.
Jason, legitimately, as long as like Mahomes or Kelsey, or if they were out for the year or something, but
that's different.
Barring that, they could be sitting here 0-4 right now and be like, yeah, I don't buy it.
Yeah,
I don't buy it.
Right.
Let's wait until. By the way, did you see last night they were talking? Sean McDermott and John Harbaugh were coaching against each other. And they were saying before the game that they were both on Andy Reid's staff in Philly. It was like, dude, that's insane, man. What an insane staff. And now Harbaugh, second only to Tomlin. I think he's, at 17 years when it comes to tenure. So the Chiefs do it again. They're 4-0. And the Chargers are also one of those teams that's just going to be a tough out all year.
Yeah. I think Harbaugh he's just a good coach. He's going to make them tough and make the games tough, game planning tough. They're physical. They're going to be tough to beat.
Vikings at Packers. The Vikings stay undefeated. They've won 3 of those 4 against playoff teams from last year, including the San Francisco 49ers.
And the Sam Darnold story is really cool. Good for him.
Leads the league in touchdowns at 11. And to go into Lambeau and do that when Jordan Love comes back. Now, they almost let it slip away at the end. They definitely. But I feel like for a coach, those are almost blessings in disguise. You still get the win, but then you get to go in the locker room and yell at everybody and make sure they're on, they're on point for next week. And, not that I love how I do this. Like I want to go look at Minnesota's schedule and see what's coming up. But you can't. It's so hard right now, and I love it. It's so hard to do that type of predicting. As we said earlier, like the Ravens lose to the Raiders at home and then go beat the holy hell out of the Bills, who are undefeated. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm fine with that. Minnesota coming up. How about this? Minnesota hosts the Jets next week. That's going to be fun. Then they've got the Lions both at home, and then they go Rams and, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Actually, Jason. Hold on a second. You got the Jets and Lions at home. Then you go play the Rams. Then you got the Colts at home. Then you go play the Jaguars, the Titans, and the Bears on the road. You come home for the Cardinals, Falcons, and Bears. You go to Seattle. You got the Packers at home. You end going to Detroit. Is it just me, or is, with a couple of exceptions on paper, that is an incredibly, incredibly easy rest of the schedule, especially considering, like you just said, They already got the Niners and the Texans and one of the Packers out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. And the benefit of the AFC division that they play is the AFC South, which isn't very strong. So, yeah. And they already beaten the best team out of there, but you've got a winless Jags team, a winless at the moment Titans team, and the Colts are just okay.
The Colts, yeah, and Anthony Richardson. Yeah.
Flacco time.
We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch, we'll recap Pick 6. And we got our locks and upsets from last week that for some reason Jason feels like he needs to go over. And
didn't you bring that up last week?
Did I bring that up last week? Yeah. Jason, I can't remember yesterday. I have no idea. But I'll, you know what? I'll bring the energy.
Yeah, you will.
I know
you will.
Much like American Energy is going to bring the energy to you all year long. Fall is coming up. Remember, Sacramento Fall, a week from today. That's right. Because, by the way, this is as good a place as any to talk about this. You got to love it, kids. It's going to be 94 today and then 100, 101, woo! 98, 99, 199. You just knew summer was going to have one last stupid thing. God, I hate you, summer. Take advantage right now. The $49 fall tune-up inspection, regularly $119, including a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, the tune-up's on American Energy. Give them a call. Right now, $50 off your first recommended repair. And if you need a new furnace, they'll knock half off. Half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at the AEWay.com for an instant quote. The AEWay.com. And hey, listen, tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. What to watch, Pick 6, locks and upsets next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Have you heard you can listen to your favorite news podcasts ad-free? Good news! With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. Enjoy shows like The Daily, Up First, and Consider This, available ad-free on Amazon Music. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free. That's amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Hey, I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app. waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Media Day coming up. We'll be out there in about an hour. You won't hear anything out of us today. You might see some YouTube clips, but tomorrow on the program, we're going to have a ton of content for you. Not just our stuff, but also some of the stuff Styles and Watkins get. I'm sure we'll re-rack that as well that they got live. We want to bring you all the coverage, and we're going to also recap a couple of football games.
Yes.
Coming up tomorrow as the Titans take on the Dolphins. Jason, I am so excited. I am just so excited.
You're giddy.
I am Josh Giddy. Nope, I'm not. What cut? It's a last name. I forgot about the, fact he got traded.
Yeah. That's the fact you forgot about.
I am assuredly not So yeah, I'm super excited over that. That game is going to probably look a lot like a couple of West Wing reruns or my grill or whatever's for dinner tonight. I don't know. It'll be on somewhere. But beyond that, Seahawks at Lions.
Okay.
I am excited about that.
Maybe more intrigued for that one.
I think so. I mean, first off,
you got to root for the Lions, don't you?
Of course you got to root for the
Seahawks
Lions.
a loss.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta, and I think this is going to tell a little bit of a story about both teams.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions should win this matchup, but let's see how the Seahawks look under the under the gun a little bit. But look, you play the schedule you're given. We always say that, and they are 3-0, looking to go 4-0. And said before, first year without Pete Carroll. That defense is solid as hell. But the bottom line is this. They beat the Broncos at home by 6. They beat the Patriots in New England by 3. And they beat the Tualus Dolphins 24-3 at home. So much like the Vikings have an insanely good resume. Again, you play the teams that are scheduled, and if this guy or that guy is injured, that's not your fault.
Right.
But this is really their first meaningful game of the season. So we're going to tell, I think, a little bit more if they're paper tigers or not, which I don't think they are, but I also don't think they're, going to go out and win 12 games this year either. Mets Braves, Jason, doubleheader. I know you're excited about.
Well, to decide who gets in the postseason, it's either the Mets, the Braves, or the Diamondbacks. 2 of the 3 get in, and the playoffs begin tomorrow. So game 161 and 162 for these two teams.
Who do you think, how do you think that goes, by the way? Do you have a...
I think they'll split and both teams get in. Sorry, Diamondbacks.
Sorry, Diamondbacks. Yeah. I don't think anybody's going to cry about that one. Do we know, by the way, yet? Are we still trying to effort whether or not we're getting these guys to crosstalk out there? You were reaching out
for the next segment.
Okay. Oh, goodness. Well, it is what it is. I'm not getting caught up in the Raiders stuff, Jason.
Good.
Just so you know.
I can tell.
At all.
Yeah.
It's like the Raider signal went out. What would the Raider signal be, by the way?
I'm not even going to do it.
A siren. What else do I have for you, Jason? I got some.
Do you want to recap our pick 6?
Yes, I do. I'm so sorry. Yes, sorry. I was about to go with some stats I had saved up. Yes, please. And our locks and upsets.
Yeah.
Shame on me for all of this. That's what happened.
You got locked into the Raider coverage.
I was getting locked in.
We did pretty well on the pick 6, so let's recap it. We asked for the first 49er to score. Dave, you said Mason. I said Aiyuk. Chris said Moody, and it was Moody. So Chris gets that.
Chris gets the point.
We asked for the halftime score. Dave, you said 17-7 San Francisco. I said 20-3 San Francisco. Chris said 10-6 San Francisco. It was 20-3.
Nailed it perfectly.
Jennings yards. Dave, you said 110. I said 51. Chris said 87. It was 88. How about that?
Wow. Chris having a good day.
Purdy yards and touchdowns. You said 306 and 2. I said 244 and 2. Chris said 266 and 1. It was 298 and 1. So you were pretty close in yards. 1 off on the touchdown. Total penalties for the Niners. Davey said 5. I said 6. Chris said 7. It was 6. And then the random stat. You said Jake Moody would have a career-long field goal.
Almost.
He didn't, but the opponent did. Sly would.
That's what I meant.
Yes. There would be a career-long field goal in the game. I didn't get mine, but I felt like I did. I said the Niners would get a fumble recovery, touchdown, scoop, and score, but they got a pick 6.
They did. It was like a cousin of it.
And then Chris went to the Carmichael Dave staple.
You son of a you-know-what.
Kyle Juszczyk, touchdown. And it happened, but it was waved off.
You didn't let me finish.
Oh.
I said Kyle Juszczyk, touchdown that will be brought back because of a penalty.
Oh, that's because I know the mics were kind of screwed up last week.
Sorry about that, Chris.
Okay.
So Chris gets that then.
Chris gets
right
that.
on.
Chris had a good day.
He did.
All right.
We all did pretty well.
And that's the end of the segment, right? Nothing else? We got to take a break?
No, our locks and upsets.
Okay.
You were 50-50. I was 50-50.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you rather have your lock right, or would you rather have your upset right? What would you prefer?
That's a great question.
Because lock is like, this is what you're guaranteeing. Like, that's upset's kind of a bold pick.
Upset, they're supposed to lose.
Yeah.
So you want your lock right? Well, Dave,
Yeah.
your lock was the Texans. You got it. They won.
I'm the best.
Yeah.
In the world.
Whereas my lock,
Your lock?
was the Jets.
They almost won.
It was unlocked.
Mhm.
The upset, you picked the Bills.
I did.
That
didn't. I'm very upset about that upset pick.
My upset was the Colts. I got that one over the Steelers.
Which would you rather get?
I like the upset. But I missed the easy one, I guess. So you got a upset, or you get a lock. I got the upset.
So together we were 100%.
Together we were.
Also, though, together we missed both.
I don't think about those.
We may or may not have crosstalk coming up.
Well, we'll have celebrity birthdays regardless.
We will definitely have celebrity birthdays. Is it a good day today?
It's a D+. But I'm going to test your knowledge and see.
I have been told they will not be able to join us for crosstalk.
Okay, so I'll test you and Chris.
We're starting off with a bang.
We can get Simone in here.
Okay.
Simone. Oh.
What? I just heard a boop. What's the boop? I heard the telltale boop. We'll figure it out. We'll take a break. We'll come
Not a
back.
beep, but a boop?
There's a boop.
I heard a boop.
It was in
too.
Betty.
Yeah.
Boop. Betty boop was it?
Calm down, Josh.
Josh. Hey, there it is
Second
again.
boop.
The second boop. One boop only, Vasily. You didn't see Hunt for Red October, did you?
I did, but I don't
remember.
quotes.
One ping on. Yeah. We'll take a break.
Oh,
We'll come
yeah.
back with something, including celebrity birthdays.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
When it comes to fighting for families and protecting kids, no one works harder than our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover. A member of the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, Hoover has worked across party lines and proposed tougher penalties for fentanyl crimes, stricter sentences for drug trafficking near schools, and RILA's law to make sure anyone who abuses a child is held accountable. A former school board member, Josh has fought to support school police officers, prohibit homeless encampments near schools, and increase funding for school facilities. Josh Hoover knows that families have been paying more for everything from gas and groceries to utilities and insurance.
In the assembly, Josh is working to provide relief to families, reduce the cost of housing, and stop Gavin Newsom from raising gas prices even more next year. Josh Hoover is making a difference for our families, our community, and our future. Our voice, our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover.
Paid for by Hoover for Assembly 2024.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This report is brought to you by Macy's. Don't miss Macy's VIP sale. Use your coupon or Macy's card and pick an extra 30% off the latest fall trends and save 15% off skincare, makeup, and more. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply. Now at Macy's.
With Wendy's, breakfast burrito is everything you want for breakfast. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, bacon, or sausage, all rolled up into one warm tortilla. Want the boss of breakfast burritos? Gotta be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's.
A woman not only knows what she's gonna wear, she knows what you're not gonna wear.
Rob Schneider.
You're not wearing that.
Coming to Hard Rock Live, Sacramento this Friday.
You're not wearing that. I know I'm not. I just tried it on, to kind of warm up the idea of clothes, and then.
Don't miss Rob Schneider. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
What would it take for a plumbing company to earn your trust? Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And let's face it, plumbing and service companies don't always have the best reputation.
So to earn your trust, the first thing they'd have to do is actually answer the phone when you call with a real live person. Then they'd have to send a plumber when you needed them, day or night, without charging extra for emergency services.
A trustworthy plumber would show up on time, wearing a clean uniform and name badge, and be able to show that they had passed a background check and drug test.
A plumber you could trust would give you a firm quote on the job before starting and clean up after they finish the job.
That's exactly the plumber you'll get when you call Bell Brothers. A plumber you can trust. Call Bell Brothers right now for all your plumbing needs. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
Somehow.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's right. Oh, yes.
In a contest that they had?
They had a contest. It was like throwing ping pong balls into cups or something, and she won it, and then they brought it over, and then Frankie was like, I'm a pizza guy. Just took it out.
Gosh, you're just lame.
It is lame. By the way, I hear the I know the agents are all negotiating with Katie right now on her return. I don't know. Things aren't going well is what I hear. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, there's still a little bit of time. This is when it gets rough in the contract talks, right?
It's everyone, our side's like, you're okay. You're not that great. And her side's like, look at all I bring, and here's the number. Everyone praises, and it's ugly. We stay out of it.
And then when the press release comes out, when the terms are, it's like, they're the best ever. And we've always loved them, that kind of thing.
Yes. We need to do that. By the way, we're still working on the, I haven't updated in a while. We're still working on the show downstairs for the people. The one they want. We have one idea that didn't work out. What I'm talking about. But we want to do the breakfast buffet and do the live show lounge. So everybody can come in. So.
I'm attempting to dazzle Dave.
I think it's Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday. Oh, this Thursday. Hey, I'm gone this Thursday. What? How'd that happen?
Actually, they're on the plane with you.
Are they? They'll all be on the plane. God. No, I want it. I want that. And I want all the Raider people. I want them all there. I want to make sure. AB and Silva. I want all of them there. I can blast the Raiders. Which for some reason thinks that I wouldn't do that. We need to have it in person. We need to have an in-person show. I think he is underestimating my love for trolling Raider fans, which is way too simple. Much like them. Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Hey, it's cookies and more. It's not just cookies. It's cookies and more. It's very important to understand. And nothing brings family and friends together than Crumble Cookies.
Okay. On this date, September 30th, in what year did the television show A Classic Show? Cheers.
Hey, R.I.P. to, what's her name? I keep saying Judi Dench. It's not.
Maggie Smith.
That is a thing in my head right now. Professor McGonagall.
I know you like Harry Potter.
I do. What was the show again?
Do you remember?
Do I remember the show?
That I said?
Like 3 seconds ago?
Uh-huh.
Why did it make me think of that?
I don't know, because it's not related at all.
She didn't play a guest star?
I don't know.
Should me and Simone just guess, and then he
Love Boat.
Yeah. Guess the year and see if Dave can get the show.
I'm going to say
I can only think of one thing.
1987.
I would say it's 1983, please.
I'm going to say 85.
And what's the show?
It's Growing Pains.
You watch the show a lot. Love the show. It's one of the greatest shows of all time.
What did you say it?
Uh-huh.
Why didn't I hear it? Because my ears shut off.
Why didn't you?
Did you say you think we just guessed without him saying it?
Hear it?
Cheer it?
Cheer it?
Cheers?
Yeah.
Oh. Cheers was 1980. Did she say 83?
She did.
I think I'm going to say 82.
We have a correct answer. It's 1982.
Yeah. Told you.
Yeah. And R.I.P. Maggie Smith.
R.I.P. Dame Maggie Smith. And was that her last name, Smith? Was Judi Dench and Maggie? Yeah, I think it was Dame Maggie Smith. Are you allowed to call them Dame? Okay,
I don't know. On this date, in
Dame
what
Willard.
year did Murder, She Wrote?
Oh, wait, we didn't get the answer.
That was 82. I was right.
Oh, geez, really that old?
Yeah. Murder, She Wrote with Angie Lansbury.
Yeah.
CBS. Sunday nights.
CBS.
I think it's right around. I'm gonna say 82 again.
1985.
79, please.
1984. Chris would be the closest on that. All right, happy birthday today to T-Pain.
T-Pain has been on a boat. Has a really good voice.
Yeah. Without the auto.
Without the auto-tune,
Yeah.
yeah. T-Pain is 44.
He is 41.
And 45, please.
Christopher Love, the closest, 40 for T-Pain.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Kieran Culkin.
That's the one from the HBO show.
Yeah.
Kieran Culkin is 43. Nope. He's 40.
39, please.
42.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Christopher Laud, 42 for Kieran.
He's so old.
Happy birthday to the name, Frank. Sure.
I believe also the Actors Union's president.
I believe so too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now I know who she is. And she did that show with the dude that used to be on the soap opera, Shane something.
The
I
name.
think it was on Days of Our Lives. Yeah, the nanny. I think I'm right about that. Weirdly enough.
I don't know how you
Fran
got that.
Drescher's like 63.
She's 67.
55.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Christopher Laud, 67 for Fran Drescher. Happy birthday to Pac-Man Jones.
We were just talking about his show last week. Pac-Man is, I'll say Pac-Man's 38.
He is, I think you're close, 39.
37.
Chris is closest, 41 for Pac-Man Jones. Happy birthday to Greg Brady himself from the Brady Bunch, Barry Williams.
Oh, this is going to suck. 70?
74.
76.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Carmichael Dave,
Ooh.
70 for Barry Williams. How about happy birthday to Eric Stoltz?
The original Marty McFly.
Really?
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's gonna
there's
be-
actually clips
that's
with
right.
him.
Pulp
Mask,
Fiction, Mask.
whom I've been compared to many times.
Fast Time at Ridgemont High.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He was a on fire actor, but then apparently was tough to work with. Eric Stoltz is 65.
He is 62.
59.
Christopher Laud, the closest, 63 for Eric Stoltz. Happy birthday to, we brought him up early in the show, former Oakland Athletic Jesus Luzardo.
29?
31.
32.
Carmichael Dave, the closest, 27. Happy birthday to Tony Hale from Veep and
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development, some TV commercials as well.
Yeah.
I just looked up his
T-Mobile.
name, but I don't want to.
He's in,
Very interesting.
No, he's in the Verizon commercial
Verizon.
with our Lord and Savior, Beyonce.
I just want. I still don't recognize it.
You didn't watch Veep?
I need to. My wife loves it. I need to. I admit, I suck about that.
It is more realistic than The West Wing.
You're more realistic.
I am.
Boom. Wait, that didn't work out for my favorite. He's 59.
He is 53.
55, please.
Ooh, tied between Chris and Simone, 54. Tony Hale. Jamal Anderson.
Jamal Anderson have a birthday today.
Of the Falcons.
The Dirty Bird. Jamal Anderson is 44.
No. He is
No.
50.
I hope not.
46, please.
Jamal Anderson. Chris is the closest, 52. Former closer
I was in middle school when he was in the Super Bowl.
of the Dodgers.
Isn't that the one Super Bowl where didn't the guy get arrested for picking up a hooker?
Yes.
Right? Am I right?
Defensive guy. Robinson.
Eugene
Robinson.
Okay. Just making sure. Didn't want to defame anyone.
Happy birthday, Kenley Jansen, former Dodger closer. I think Red Sox.
Oh, yeah. Kenley Jansen. Gosh.
Of course.
43? No, I remember him. He was a stud.
39.
41.
Chris is closest, 37. And last one, former Notre Dame coach Bob Davie.
78.
74.
66.
Tie between Simone and Chris, 70 for Bob Davie. There you go.
The part of the problem with celebrity birthdays is when it's like a person like Jamal Anderson, and then you're like, he's all right.
The problem is it when they're a person?
No, dude, it's when it's like a person that you remember in college is like, oh, he's 83. You're like, oh, we're all gonna die soon. I want to hear that. But it is brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Those are tasty. Media Day next.
Tasty.
Stay tuned for Styles and Watkins. We'll see you tomorrow. Love you. Bye-bye now.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Styles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys live